Welcome to the High Def Ninja Podcast, the official podcast of hidefninja.com.
Well, that was a quicker intro here today. But, you know, we got a lot to talk about, so got to make it fast on some portions. But
Captain America's sitting this one out.
Yeah, this will be a long one. We got Tridon, Kinzilla, Mr. Colombian Love, and we got a mystery ninja.
Apparently.
I think this guy's from, like, overseas. I think he, like, stayed up really late to make this.
It's like 3 in the morning.
Who do we got here?
Well, you're not far from 3 in the morning. It's just gone past midnight. Hi, guys. This is Cooey. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, dude. How are you?
Good.
What's up, dude? Yeah, we got Cooey over here. Oh, man. Awesome. So,
what's up, man? I'm going to take my own separate what's up.
Yo.
I would think those two would have a lot more to say, being all boozing buddies. Crash pad over there in London.
Yo.
That's all I get. It's awesome.
For those that don't know, Colombians, made the trek all the way. Spent some time with Cooey, so.
Yeah, came over here last year, and you're coming again this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
That'd be awesome.
Is there, is this kind of like Robin Hood, where there's always room for one more?
Yeah, man, I have more room and everything. It's amazing.
I've got to say, man, that's an awesome...
I was trying to, invite myself to that mix.
Oh, man, always welcome. Anytime.
All right.
Always welcome.
Push Colombian off.
Damn, man.
Oh, man. Well, a little bit of Ninja's chat here. We're only missing one edition, Mr. A.P. Smith. But who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, he might pop in later. But I think he's got a lot going on right now, so that's probably not the case. But, we do actually have Frankie coming on here later.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the Avengers, all the podcasts are coming together into one.
Yeah. I forgot about that. We do have Bloodsnake 007. We're going to try and make some time for him, so I hope we can get him in here.
So everything's going to go to, rated R after that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We do have to probably, get that tagline of his in here at some point in time.
I'm sure it won't take too
long.
long.
Man. So what you guys been up to? Anything?
Ooh. No, I actually haven't gone to the theater at all since we talked last.
I just saw Atomic Blonde yesterday.
Ooh.
Nice.
It was awesome. I
Was
loved
it awesome?
Yeah, I loved it. The movie was great. Action, the soundtrack was great. It was just such a good movie. Nice. So much better than I was expecting.
I heard some good things about it. I need to get in there and check that out. I'm trying to think. What did I go see? Oh, I finally went and saw Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yep. Saw that.
What do you think to it?
I liked it. It's pretty good. It was definitely a little different. There were some times where I was kind of trying to, is this Peter Parker? You know what I mean? Kind of having he had to sell it a little bit more. But once I kind of was in with it and just roll with the punches, I thought it was pretty good. But definitely a lot of action, kind of dark, a lot of night scenes and stuff like that. So
yeah, see, I said the same thing to my wife. It's like when you watch Michael Keaton as the villain, he's great. He for me was the star of the show. But the scenes with him as the Vulture, it's really dark and not what you come to expect for a Marvel movie.
Oh yeah. Especially if you're ordinary man, who just pissed off at the world and then uses the tech. Damn, it's kind of like the reversal of Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the Batman villain doesn't have any special powers, just uses it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the star of that show.
But yeah, no, overall I liked it. I actually took my son to it. I thought, I'll take a 4-year-old to a PG-13, but I was like, surely it's just action, Then there's that one scene. I'm like, if this was a Disney film, this is not really a spoiler for those who haven't seen the movie, but there's a scene where his buddy has to do some computer work, in the school lab or whatever during homecoming, and he's doing some very important stuff. And then the teacher walks in. She's like, hey, what are you doing in here? And then he's like, looking at porn. Because, at that point, she's never going to question him on anything else, right? The guy just admitted, a pretty bad guilt or whatever for school. And, but I'm like, if this was a Disney movie, that line would have never made it in there. Because it's Sony, like, I think that's why it was.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I was like, God, the last thing I need is my son going to school. What are you doing? Looking at porn. You're like, what kind of household does he come from?
Yeah. Have you met my dad?
Plus, you're like always hoping for those moments where you're like, oh, I can see something bad's coming, I'll cover his eyes or whatever. And it's like, with that moment, you never knew it happened till it happened. Like, oh, wow. But
out of nowhere.
He's not technically starting to just repeat everything, so kind of okay there. Recent pickups. What you guys been buying lately? I think we've all been buying a lot.
Yeah. What you been getting?
Oh, man. The other day,
what haven't you been getting?
Yeah, I went to town, actually. I guess we could say what arrived today. That's how bad it is. I picked up, kind of like when I first got into really collecting movies, especially DVDs and stuff. I had a hard on for like, okay, I'm gonna buy every Al Pacino movie and every Robert De Niro movie, and whether I liked them or not, I'd find out afterwards, Yep. And then come to find out, they're such great actors that I can always find some type of enjoyment in their films, even if they're not what I would just normally seek out. And I don't know, just recently I was like, maybe I should go back to that and trying to get some I don't have. And so I actually got in the mail today from Twilight Time, Bobby Deerfield with Al Pacino. Never seen it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Did you get that during the sale?
From 1977. Well, I looked at their site and they're like, what are they, like damn near $30 a pop or something?
Yeah, Twilight Time's expensive.
Yeah, and so then I was like, I was about to pull the trigger and I didn't, and then I was like, let me check eBay real quick. And eBay had a copy for like, I think it was like 22 shipped or 20 shipped, so I was like, yeah, I'll just do that. And what else came today? Oh, something from your neck of the woods, Ken. I bought a, I don't know, 1000th edition of Pulp Fiction.
Did you get that Digipack type one in the slip box?
I did, actually.
Yeah, that's an awesome edition.
Yeah, it's like Canadian, like, slip box Digipack thingamabob. And it was like, I think it was like 15 shipped. So I was
There's
like,
a matching Jackie Brown edition, too.
Oh, man. You're making me spend more money.
Sorry.
That's the other part of my collection where sometimes I'm like, when I try to slow down on other things, I'm like, man, maybe I should slow down on the Marvel and just buy like nothing but Tarantino movies. Even if I already have like 20 copies of them, there's something about it that just brings me joy. So it might be very abnormal, but it's kind of fun because they're also like, like they're not super popular editions at times, so you can kind of like take your time with them, search for them, and catch good deals on them, So
yeah, for sure.
It's quite as long as you say that. Sorry, Michael, carry on, mate.
No, I was just saying, as long as he likes it.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly. I mean, let's say back in the day, but before Blu-ray, obviously it was DVD, and as you guys know, my favourite film is Terminator 2. And I think at one point I was up to 32 versions on DVD. But, there was nothing special about them. They were just different versions from different countries. So, totally get where you're coming from. Sometimes it's the fun of the hunt.
Right.
And finding what new versions are out and different cover art.
I think you still got a picture of that, don't you? I think I've seen your picture posted one time at least.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's, you got the film a million times, but it's just about, kind of, sometimes it's just having fun within the hobby. It's kind of interesting.
Exactly.
And we'll see that a lot of times, and with certain guys, double, triple, quadruple dipping and all that stuff. And I don't know. It's just, even if it's not a film you like, it's always interesting to see other people doing that. Like
definitely.
What's his name? Martin. He does that a lot with like the Batman movies and really Christopher Nolan in general and stuff like that. So
right.
Collector.
What about you, Ken? What have you picked up?
I got Batman Mask of the Phantasm like immediately. Had to get that because it's finally on Blu-ray. So excited. And then I had a little monster haul, so I bought Kong Skull Island and Colossal and Shin Godzilla and Slither, and yeah, that made me happy.
Hell yeah!
A perfect edition of Slither too. I had that crappy Canadian Blu-ray forever, but
I've never seen that.
No, it's such a good movie.
Seen all the stuff about James Gunn posting about it, and I'm like, I got to see that. I did watch Colossal though. I'm glad I didn't buy it. The lenticular looked awesome, and I think it was decently priced at like Best Buy, but I was able to rent it first. They had it in the red box, so I actually just watched that recently, and it's like, I don't know that it's a film I need to own. You know, I'm glad I watched it because it's so different. You know.
Yeah.
But it does kind of leave you talking because you're like, wow, that's definitely something that's never been done before. It
really is. I enjoyed the hell of it. Totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way you do about it. I mean, I ended up picking it up, but after watching it, the only thing I thought is the hype was too much for what I actually got out of it. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like it was way overhyped by a lot of people, and I was expecting, I'm not really sure, just something so much more than what I got. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't where I thought it was going to be from all the recommendations that I got.
Yeah. See, I was lucky I didn't really hear too much about it. I kind of avoided everything, so I got to watch it with just like my own fresh mind, and I ended up enjoying it. Just because like it's so different. It's not just Godzilla or whatever repeated again. It's.
Have you heard of that film, Kui?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Just not had a chance to watch it. Same old excuse of busy at work and.
Oh, I
sleeping.
know. Oh yeah, no, but it's definitely out there for those who are listening without actually spoiling anything. Well, I guess I would kind of be spoiling some if I said that.
Well, just say it's worth, it's worth seeing. Like, I mean,
it's definitely worth watching, Yeah. I don't know if it's cheap, fine, get it. If you're rich, yeah, go ahead, buy it. And if not, then rent it. Worth seeing. Probably be on some type of streaming here at some point in time. Right. But it's worth a one-time watch, and then you can decide if it's worth owning.
Yeah,
I'll probably wait for it to hit Netflix, then I'll give it a watch.
That or Prime.
Yeah.
Or if you're a fan of just cool lenticular covers, go for it.
Now that was pretty awesome. And then Mondo actually did. That's where I saw a lot of the promotions and stuff, because it's kind of like anything that they're a part of in some type of way, they'll be promoting it, and then all their like, what do you want to call them, subsidiaries or something, but all the people they're connected to will have a lot of different posts. But they did do it. They did do an actual little statue, like, what do you call it, collector edition for it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I'm saying I see more promotions. Is I actually follow the guy who heads up their toys division as well. So I see it on there. I see it on Mondo. I believe I saw it on the Draft House page. So I was kind of getting hit from all of that, and then people like Kryptonite and others, or I think he bought it, are showing that awesome lenticular, and so then I was like, all right, this thing looks pretty cool. Let me check it out.
Yeah, Mondo's a real big fan of that movie.
Kui, you picked up some stuff here recently, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Kimchi or something?
Yeah, good old kimchi. No, it got me Doctor Strange. I came through the other day. Yeah. Obviously, I've seen your video that you made for the forum, and it's a great addition.
It's kind of hard to pick one on that one, that set, right?
It is, yeah. I mean, I know it's the worldwide artwork still, but all three slips are brilliant. Even the steelbook's nice. Then with the added,
especially when you put that little pet, the plastic slip over it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
They're good. They're good about those little, the slips like those, because they always make it where, the art on those little sleeves usually interact with the steelbook in itself. I mean, the person's designing it like that on purpose. So
exactly, and Yeah, no, it all fits really well. I got that. Also got John Wick 2, Nova Media.
Ooh, I passed on that.
You passed on it?
I did. It looks great. I don't know. Like I the John Wick films they're fun for me. I definitely want to watch them and always watch them. But I don't know what it is. Even after pretty much everybody who's been on the bandwagon for John Wick 1, all that obviously just went right over into John Wick 2. And of course, everybody who liked 1, likes 2 or is happy with 2 and they want to see 3, right? Yeah. Well, with me, John Wick 1, while I thought it was cool and good, I just wasn't getting that same, I don't know, that buzz as everybody else. And I like Keanu Reeves, but I don't know. Maybe if I'd have known I was going straight into gun fu, and
now you've said that, I agree 1,000%. Like the first movie was brilliant. Like I love me action movies where you can just turn your brain off, sit back and enjoy it. And that's what it was. It's just it's good fun, good violent fun, if you can say that. Mm-hmm. But then John Wick 2 comes out, you're thinking, right, have more of the same. But it's not. It's too much gunplay. Yeah. And that ruined it a little bit for me. I still enjoyed it. Like the first opening scenes with the car chase and all that is epic. And the noise. If you've got a good home cinema system, that's a good one to work it out because that'll rock your walls. But no, the gun fu, it's way too much.
And that's the gimmick of it. And I was talking with a guy the other day. He actually used to head up Scanevo North America, and he's kind of moved into another company doing some toys and stuff. And we were talking about just recently. He asked me if I had seen I still haven't even watched it. After we're done, I better watch it, but because I love Robin Hood, Robin Hood, just about anything. I love it, right? I even found enjoyment out of the Russell Crowe movie, more so because I felt like, okay, that's a good base layer, character development. Can't wait for part 2. But then it did so shitty, numbers wise, that we're never going to see a part 2 of that version, right? But he told me, hey, and that's where I grabbed that gun fu comment. He's like, do you know about this gun fu? And I'm like, gun fu? And he's like, yeah, it's it's this new thing, where, basically like John Wick, that's instead of kung fu, it's gun fu. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And he goes, well, there's a new Robin Hood movie, and they played the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con or whatever. And I was like, oh, I said, nah, man, I love Robin Hood. I didn't know nothing about that. And he's like, yeah, it stars, I can't even remember his name right now, but it's the guy from Kingsman, the lead actor.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't done enough for us to remember his name by heart yet, right?
He's got a strange name, too. It's
Taron Egerton.
Oh, yeah, you're getting it right. Yeah.
There it is.
Yep, that's it. Because I actually liked him on a quick shot as Eddie. Is it Eddie with the Eagle or Eddie the Eagle?
Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah, damn good movie. Yeah, damn good movie. People need to see that. But anyways, he's they're basically doing a Robin Hood movie. He's in it. He's Robin Hood. And instead of gun fu, it's exactly like John Wick, but with arrows. And I was like, well, that kind of sounds definitely neat and interesting. I mean, it's definitely different. So I'm hoping it'd be pretty cool. But
yeah, I guess kind of quick cutting action.
Yeah, definitely more modern. And I'm trying to remember who he said was Friar Tuck. But Friar Tuck's a black man. I think he was a rapper or something. I can't remember. I don't think he was actually I don't think he was fat. And in my mind, it's Friar Tuck needs to at least just be fat, But it might have been Common, but I don't know. I'm probably quoting that wrong.
Yeah, it's a guy named Tim Minchin.
Yeah, Tim Minchin.
He's going to be Friar Tuck.
Okay.
I have no idea who he
Fox is Little John.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. I probably know his stage name, not his real name.
I guess he's a composer, it looks like. So,
really?
Yeah. Yeah, this guy, for his IMDb, it's kind of a weird choice. But, hey, he got the role. What are you going to do?
Yeah, good for him.
I'm looking at the IMDb right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at. I'm it's kind of a... Little John is Jamie Foxx. Maybe that's what you were thinking of?
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Little John. Okay. Yep, Little John, Jamie Foxx. That's what I remember him saying. Okay. Yeah, that guy.
This is actually a pretty interesting cast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's gonna be pretty badass. It sounds like, or it'll be a total flop.
Yeah, it could definitely
go either way, isn't it?
It's probably one or the other, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's either going to be like awesome or shit.
It's either going to be, man, that was the greatest thing ever. Can't wait for part 2. Or it's going to be, who in the hell had the idea of ruining Robin Hood like this? Right?
No, let's face it. You're never going to beat Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I know, man.
Right?
What, with Kevin Costner?
Never. Exactly.
Never gonna beat
That and Braveheart are literally my 2 favorite movies of all time.
Come on, man. Don't forget about Men in Tights. What's the matter with you?
Yes.
I was actually just eyeing the Blu-ray of that the other day. I was like, I should probably buy that, man. Yeah. Oh, man. Recent pickups. Colombian, what you been buying? I know you've been grabbing all kinds of toys and...
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother section, isn't it? I mean, we could talk about
this is just
the movies I've picked up.
It's just recent pickups, but I mean, whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go a little nuts then.
You get some.
I picked up
Fruit Loops this week. some bread, some cereal.
I did get some Fruit Loops. But no, I picked up that lenticular colossal that we were just talking about. The Shout Factory Slither. Batman the Complete Series. I ended up picking that up because it was only like $42, and I've been waiting for it to drop below 50. And then I almost bought that Fargo Steelbook, but then when I found out it was just the MGM disc inside of the like Shout release, I was like, nah, I'm passing. I had it in my cart, I purchased it, and then like I think I might have even talking to Cooey here, and he's like, nah, man, that's the same thing. And I was like, hold on, all right, cancel order. Like I was,
it was like $13 or something. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it was cheap, but it was like I already have the version that's in it. So you know, if Shout did their own disc, I would have picked it up in a heartbeat.
I got you.
Yeah. So I was expecting something with a little like some different extras or whatever, because I mean it's such a good movie,
right?
That
you
know, it's
damn good.
It's one of those things I could watch extras all day long, like that Heat edition that just came out. Like the second disc is great.
Yes.
And that was only like what, $6. So I mean, like when that dropped down to like $6, I was like, I'm buying this regardless of whether I want it or not.
I'm actually I love that movie. I'm over here talking about every movie's my favorite movie. I sound like a damn broken record, right? But Heat, another one, top 5 for me, right? But it's almost a crying shame that thing was so cheap. I'm like,
yeah, man,
have some fucking self-respect, man. I'm gonna be giving this shit away for $6, $7. That shit should be 15 or at least a year.
Yeah, I mean, with all the work they put into it and everything, and like, dude, you know, it had a decent slipcover, and it's like $6.
Yeah. They're like these.
It's like, what happened?
These millennials, man, they won't give a shit about these old farts. We're gonna have to make this pretty cheap.
Yeah, right.
It's like, dude, man, it's Pacino and De Niro. I mean, just that restaurant scene.
See, I've got to confess, I've never seen it.
Oh, how do I kick this guy out of here?
It's okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
It's been a pleasure.
Mic drop.
We're gonna have to watch it when I get there, sir.
Man, dude,
I'm bringing it with me.
Damn good movie, dude. You know,
or I'm gonna order it, send it to your house, and then
actually,
I've got it.
I think I sent you one. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, one of those.
That's even worse.
One of those ones I sent.
So you own a copy?
You can just open that now.
Yeah. Better run, Cooey.
Yeah. What's that? What? I can't hear you. What? What are you breaking up?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh man, I'll admit I got some movies that I've had on the shelf that even I haven't watched. That's the real sad thing when you've had them for like years, and then like you mention it, and people are like, "Oh man, you got to watch that." I'm like, "Yeah, I've had it for like 4 years." Yeah.
Still sealed.
Yeah, yeah. Like I got the A Clockwork Orange like Blu-ray digibook, which came out like I don't know the beginning of Blu-ray, damn near. And I haven't even ever seen that movie. And you're right, it's still sealed.
Still sealed.
It's going to happen one of these days if I find some time.
One day.
One day.
That's my problem lately is trying to find time to watch movies. Lately, that's why I've been trying to go to the theater more because it's like, once I go to the theater, like you're committed, you know, like nothing's going to interrupt this. I'm here, you know, I'm not going to come home until this movie's over. So costs a little more than watching my movies at home, but lately it's definitely been a good way to just get out and actually go see something.
Hey, do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Moving right on along to the
Collector Edition Spotlight.
Okay, I guess we'll have to talk about the Alvin and Chipmunks Special Edition.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I swear that's the voice from like Wave Race or something, like an old video game.
Sadly, it's my voice
Did
turned
you just
down.
say Wave Race? My God, Wave Race. That's bringing back some memories.
Yeah, man.
God.
Man.
Is that like
Wave
is that on
Race.
Nintendo
I was
64?
always the heavyweight.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that what I'm thinking
64
of?
and GameCube.
Dang, yeah. That was
Yeah.
I used to play that like crazy.
I got it on my Wii too.
Man,
Oh, nice.
that is pretty sweet.
Shit.
Well, talking about some collector editions, limited editions. This could be stuff you're eyeing, something you recently bought. I guess I'll kick this off here and talk about something I recently bought with the help of I'm gonna butcher the numbers in his name, but Dan 895673442. You know, however many numbers he's got, but he heads up our vinyl, you know, mod section. Dan from Germany, and I hit him up. Actually, kind of like I hit Kui up here recently. I'm like, hey, get me these Braveheart slipcover editions from the UK, and so I got a little Braveheart thing going right now. I'm like, if it's my favorite movie, it's time to own a lot. And I hit up Dan, and I'm finally gonna get the wooden box, like I think it's just a DVD edition, and it came with the little letter opener sword. You guys ever seen that one?
Old school.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's old school limited edition.
very old.
Yes,
school.
it is. I saw it on eBay Germany for a decent price. Okay, maybe not a decent price, but it's pretty bad because
Good price to you.
he actually hits me back and he's like, "Hey, he goes, one actually sold here, like, and you know how eBay is. Sometimes the auction really didn't sell. You know, maybe they ended it. So that's what I told myself to feel better about paying what I did. Because he's like, hey, one of these sold for like, you know, €8 the other day. You sure you don't want to wait? And I'm like, so in my mind, I'm thinking, surely someone didn't get that for €8, you know? So I don't know what the hell I just paid, or I think I'll probably be like, who knows, $70 all in ship when it's done. But yeah, I will have it finally.
But you had to have it,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Next up,
what are you gonna do?
next up's gonna be the. I still need the Blu-ray edition, the box set they had that came out, and that's what I was gonna.
Oh, you didn't get that?
No, man. At the time, I had like bought the Steelbook first, and if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if they came out at the same time or if the Steelbook came out first, maybe. And it actually might have been that I think I bought the Steelbook maybe from Zavi, and I forgot to, like, you know, cancel the order. Had I have known that set was coming out, you know. So I was like, Then it showed up at my house, and I was like, oh, well, I want that edition. And at the time, I was like, whatever, yeah, you know, low on funds or something. And I was like, nah, I guess I'll just pass for that. I got the Steelbook; it's nice. And at that time, I wasn't trying to like get every Braveheart known to man. So.
Well, there's a really nice one in Spain, I believe, that I was eyeballing for.
Well,
quite
see,
a
here's the
while.
thing. So, and that's what I was
Braveheart.
kind of touching on. So, like, with that set, right? It's very interesting that, okay, it came out in the UK. It's a nice box set. It's got some of the famous quotes on there in English. God, I don't want to say it wrong right now, but it's like, what is it? Every man dies, not every man truly lives, or something like that. And so, like, it's in English. And so then I noticed that they had released the set in France, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll just be able to find it on Amazon French or something. And I thought, well, I don't want the, you know, those famous quotes in like another language, you know, when I'm, you know, because one of the biggest things I like about that movie is some of the quotes, you know. And but then sure as shit, they're in English as well. So then in our world of packaging, you know, we're just like, okay, so this is all probably just part of the same run with, you know, a different Blu-ray in them or whatever. And then I noticed that there's one that came out in like, you know, that website Disc Shop, you know, and they do like what is it, like Norway, Sweden? I can't remember what all territories they do.
Yeah, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Yeah,
exactly. So like they had one as well. So then I'm like, what the hell's the difference between all of these? You know, like I want to make sure whatever I go after, if I don't have it yet, but whatever I go after, I try to get the right one. And they were little differences. They weren't no big deal. Every one of them comes with like a coin, but then one of them comes, I think the UK one comes with a pin, and then some of them don't come with a pin. One of them comes with like a patch or something. And I don't have to get that crazy and grab 3 of them or something, you know. Like as long as I get one with the coin, like all right, I'm good, you know, whatever. But so that's kind of the collector edition that I'm kind of been focused on right now, is just Braveheart in general.
Just catching up on Braveheart.
Yeah. Oh, and last but not least, so Amazon, I think it may have been Spain. Are they the ones that had the really cheap Braveheart edition that was more like a slip box?
More of like a more of a slip
so
box.
I did buy that one here a while back because it was like 11 euros or something. It was real cheap, and it came with like the cards and stuff. It comes with like lobby cards or whatever. Well, they're the exact same cards that were in the set, like the UK set. And so as we were touching on, like I think it was episode 3, we were talking about these like collector and limited editions. How like it's funny how the ones you want and you wait on, they end up getting sold out. You can't find them and all that stuff. So what I think happened with this Braveheart, because it's like you try to find it, man. This UK one, and it's like, where the hell is it? You know, like you made this many of them. I think what they're doing is, you know, they try to sell them for so long, and then because it takes up a lot of retail space, they get shipped back to the studio distributor, etc., and then they pretty much take them apart, you know, and the studio, I think, uses like some of these same pieces and then just remarkets it, you know, in a different territory or something a little different.
Right. You know. Yeah, I like that Spain one. I like smaller sets because it takes up less time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually not. I'm not usually a big box set fan, just because I know some people are, but it didn't really, you know, mesh well with how I set my stuff up. But then with that whole recent move to pull down some posters and throw up box sets instead, it's kind of freed up some room.
And it's your favorite movie, so
yeah. So there is that.
Yeah, top 20 at least. Oh yeah. Out of all the favorite movies.
Come on, man.
Top 20.
Come on. Give me top 10 at least.
That's my 12th favorite movie.
Great. He's like, no, it's my favorite movie. And then he's like, well, it's top 3. And then, well, top 5.
No. Braveheart, I had actually a come to Jesus moment here like a couple years ago when people were like, well, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. I like a lot of movies. And then it was like, I started thinking to myself, I'm like, man, how you gonna like have High Def Ninja and you don't even know what the hell your favorite movie is? Like, people, you know, talk to me all the time, and it's like, if you can't even answer what your favorite movie is, you know, something about it. You know, you can have a lot of favorites, that's sure, but you gotta at least be able to just, you know, put all the chips down and pick one. And so I just thought, what, Braveheart's a movie that every couple years, no matter what, I always at least watch it again, you know? Now, Robin Hood was definitely one of those movies where it is literally the movie I've seen the most in my life. I remember as a kid just wearing out VHS tapes. And I shit you not when I say I have seen Robin Hood over 75 times. Easy. It's definitely approaching 100. Because I remember I used to count it. I mean, I was just, you know, whatever, obsessed 13-year-old. And I would count it, man. I would watch that thing all the time. I had a problem. But so
Chasing
it's
Kevin
like,
Costner
you know, I gotta like put that in my top, you know, 5. So, but I'll go ahead and just give Braveheart the spot. And then Tarantino films are just fun for me. So they're fun to collect, they're fun to rewatch and things like that. But I'd say only maybe 2 of them of Tarantino's films might even make my top 10.
I have a lot of movies like that, too, that I consider favorites, but they're not in my top 10.
Yeah. And then sometimes with favorites...
Because there's movies out there that, there's movies that you can watch over and over again, and then there's movies that are just so damn good, but you can't watch them all the time.
Yeah.
And it seems also like sometimes when you're trying to give someone like all your favorites, you also don't want to like just, at least me in particular, I don't want to just, if they said, oh, give me your top 10 favorite movies, I almost feel compelled to like put in different genre movies. Like, you know, I wouldn't give you 10 war movies. It's like, well, damn, you're kind of obsessed with violence, you know? No. But, like, cause I have like Dumb and Dumber is hands down my favorite comedy of all time. And so I would have to at least put that in my top 10. Or if you're like, okay, top 10, like, I don't know, important films. I mean, I don't think I'd put Dumb and Dumber in there, you know? But as far as like just favorite movies in general. Yeah.
It's one of those things like somebody says to you, what's your favourite movie? And they suddenly go, oh, I can't pick one. It's like, no, you can always pick one favourite movie. Everyone has got that one movie that's just their favourite. But if you said to me, you know, give me your top 10, I'd be screwed. I'd be there for years.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have no idea. Because it would be like, you say you go through action movies, martial art movies, drama, sci-fi, horror. You'd be like, nah, no way. Couldn't do it. But your one-time favourite movie, everyone can always give that one movie. Always.
And hey, sometimes that one movie will change. You know, like maybe one movie was your favorite for 5 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, you know what? This one's moved up, you know. And that can happen.
Yeah.
We evolve, so.
Yeah. Exactly. I've had the same top 5 like forever, but the 5th movie has moved up to like number 2, and you know, like it moves around, but it's always the same top 5.
Wow. I didn't know that I didn't know that How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days would move up that fast for you.
Oh, that's a great movie, man. McConaughey's hair in that is just luscious.
Well, Ken, what about your collector edition spotlight?
Right now I'm eyeballing that 4K gift set for Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It looks real nice. It's got the 4K copy of the film, and then 64-page booklet, and then I guess the box that it comes in lights up and plays the theme from the film. So
wow,
looks
I have
real
not checked that
cool.
out yet. But
yeah, because they got that and ET coming out in box sets, like 4K box sets.
Okay, that
so.
ET would be pretty badass.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about movies we've never seen, I guess I'll go ahead and just crucify myself some more. Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
Close Encounters?
And I do own it. Since it came out on Blu-ray.
See, there's an example of a movie that I absolutely love, one of my favorites of all time, but I can't watch it all the time. I let it sit for a few years and get fresh again.
But are we all like that, or am I alone in that? Do you have movies that you've owned for a long time that's a popular movie that you have not just seen?
Oh, mate, I've got loads on my shelf where I bought them, they're still sealed, like just regular Amarais. Yeah. And it's like, no, I'll get that, I'll get that. And I've never watched them. You know, we're talking 3, 4, 5 years old.
But you know you will one day, and when you need to, it's there.
One day, yeah.
Break glass in case of emergency. Watch a movie.
I'm completely alone in that. I don't have a single movie that I haven't watched that I own.
Damn.
Wow. I want to just clap.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive, man. I'll have my wife walk past my shelf and see a sealed movie. Oh, when'd you get this? Oh, that's been there for 6 years. One day I'll watch it.
But it's still brand new. Yeah, I know.
Still new. Yeah, I know.
No, yeah. I mean, the only thing that I have sealed are like SteelBooks, but a lot of the SteelBooks that I have, like I'll own the Amarais version or whatever. So like I've watched it. Like even if it's something where it's like I bought this to watch and I'm like, nah, I can't open that. No, I gotta get the regular version. So it's like, all right, so I'll order another one and I'm like, okay, I'm all right. But yeah, I don't have anything that's still sealed. I mean,
so when you buy stuff, even if you're not going to watch it right away, do you open it damn near that day just to check it out?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No, it'll be when I go to watch it is when I open
yeah,
it.
I'm the same way.
But yeah, due to my I don't know how to call it, my immense amount of time that I have and the lack of sleep.
Right.
I do sometimes get a lot of time to watch all my shit. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. I mean,
wish I could.
It makes sense because
I'm the Latino machine. It's true.
Absolutely.
There it is.
That damn computer is talking for me again.
I don't know about that, buddy. I heard you say it. Yeah, that's a whole nother subject. Is like, yeah, same thing. I pretty much sometimes I'll open some, just check them out, as I get them. Just kind of depends. But a lot of times, I'll buy them and just throw them on the rack, and then I open them when I'm ready to watch them, which really screws with all my in-laws, because my wife's got a lot of sisters, and they come over and they want to watch movies, and I might be at work, and I'm like, if you're gonna watch a movie, you need to like text me first what it is, because it's like I don't need you going over there and opening up some super rare steelbook that I might sell later, So, but then it throws everything off, because I have a lot of movies that are still sealed that I don't care if they open and watch them, But then I have a select few that I'm like, or perfect example, if you have 20 copies of Inglourious Bastards, I don't need 20 copies open, It's like, there's quite a few of them that are open. Pick one of those. But
yeah, it's like, hold on. Look around first, please. Like, I'm sure there's a copy somewhere. Check under the couch.
Oh, yeah.
There's a copy somewhere. Man, the emergency copy
wanted
in the
to open
bathroom.
the one with Brad Pitt on the front cover, this Future Shop version. Like, oh yeah, only the most rare one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
What about you, Michael?
Really just there's nothing super huge that I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to that E.T., the one that Ken was just talking about. But I recently reviewed the Arrow version of Donnie Darko, that set, and I haven't picked it up yet. So that's one I have like in the cart on Amazon. I just haven't actually pulled the trigger on it, but that is probably the one. That, and I need to pick up a copy of the Kimchi Doctor Strange.
Yes. That's a pretty good one.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we had a long conversation about that, so I have to buy it now. So
right.
But yeah, those are the two. Nothing too spectacular.
I got that Donnie Darko in my Amazon cart too. I need to buy it.
It's good, man. I mean,
Good set.
Like I said, I watched all the discs. I watched everything on it. I was like, this is a solid set. And if you're a fan of the movie, like, it's an easy buy, especially once you open it and start watching everything. It's well worth the money for sure.
Well, it's surprisingly cheap for what you get.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's $30 in the US. I don't know how much it is there, but
oh, they just import from the US here, so it's like 40.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's still
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, you get both cuts of the movie, and then especially check out the commentary on it. That was interesting, hearing how they talked about his different cuts of the film, and they changed the music in it and things like that.
Right.
So
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward
Cooster.
Cooster.
Cool man.
Cooster the Rooster.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, Cooster teeth.
Christ.
You got any collector editions you're looking at?
Off the top of my head, I've got obviously a few things on pre-order steelbook-wise, but there's one I'm looking for at the minute is the Nightbreed, the Clive Barker movie. So Shout Factory released the limited edition last year or the year before. It had like the director's cut on it, theatrical cut, and a whole lot of extras. But they're now, I think, via Clive Barker, are releasing another edition for the Cabal cut, which is incorporating all the work print version, VHS scenes, etc., etc. But it's just the one version of the movie, a new commentary, and a few bits and bobs. And it's like limited to like 250 copies, and rumours are it's like $200.
Wow.
Just
Wow.
So it's like, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but because it's such a low number, I can see them charging that kind of money for it. So I'm just waiting to see how much they charge when it's released, because if it's that kind of money, then there's no way.
And that movie's got a crazy following too, man.
Yeah, big time. So it's like, I'm a big fan of the movie, big fan of Clive Barker. So it's like, I'd like to own it, but I've got the Shout Factory limited edition. If I miss out on it, I'm not going to lose any sleep, but it's one of those that I'd like to have. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I still haven't seen Nightbreed, actually.
It's
good.
good.
I just watched it for the first time last year at Halloween.
I've never seen it.
But I don't own it, so I'm not guilty there. But it is on my radar.
One.
Many other movies. All right.
I like how the way this podcast turned out, where everything you say you have to justify. You're like, well, but I don't own it though, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's
all right,
pretty
guys.
bad, isn't it?
2 hours of Rec defending himself.
Right.
All right, let's get into this shit now.
Right.
Just kidding.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
All right, moving right on along to Ken's favorite segment. Yes, it's time to dismember the member. Dismember the member. Really, guys? Nothing?
I didn't know what we were supposed to do. He told us to be quiet, man. Like, that's what we're doing.
seconds.
That part was already done.
He's clocking it.
I was counting Mississippi's, dude.
Well,
I'm sitting there thinking, how can I be nice about people now? I've got to be
we
nice.
definitely have a blooper track on our hands.
We dismembered you by not answering.
Let's start this again. Yes, that's right. We're here to dismember the members.
Word.
Yay!
Hey.
I think we should just let Ken start this out because, I mean, he loves this segment.
I'm awful at dismembering people, though.
So am I.
Dismember them with kindness. That's what I do.
We'll have to create some fake ones and just tear them to shreds here.
Yeah, just create some fake accounts. That guy's an idiot.
Man. The hell does this guy think he is?
Well, I'm going to kick it off at Kryptonite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kryptonite.
So I've known Kryptonite. Yeah, I've known him for quite a bit of years now. I was actually pals with him before I even came to HDN. And I was like hardcore into the slipcover game for quite a while there. Not as much as I am today. But I was over at another forum long time ago. And there was a few of us there, Kryptonite, and old members like G-Box and High Def Al and all that. And we'd post slipcover pics and trade slipcovers and just chat about them, and it was a great time. But I've known him for a long time, and he's an awesome dude. I'm glad he's around HDM with me, so it's nice that we can still chit-chat back and forth, you know. And
He's a big supporter.
yeah. He is. He's huge. Like it's all over his Instagram.
I love the dude.
And if anyone could top my slipcover knowledge, like regular releases, North America's, you know, it's that guy right there.
Yeah, he definitely knows some stuff.
He knows his stuff. He's just totally passionate about the hobby, and I love the guy. I got nothing bad to say, as usual. But shout out to Kryptonite.
Crypto. Yeah, I call him Crypto a lot of times, and yeah, he's a good dude. Big supporter.
Superman's dog to you? Is that what you're saying?
Trying to think of something in general about him. Kind of chime in there, but I follow him on Instagram, and so I'm always seeing all his posts there, and he's always dropping some knowledge on the forums. Yep.
Yeah, on the forums a lot. He's got his own little Facebook page thing where he throws his new pictures up and Instagram, and yeah, he loves HDN, so
he's the man. He
Nice
keeps
to have
talking
that.
about potentially coming down to MondoCon. I'm like, do it. So
do it. We know you got money.
Oh, I know, man. Baller.
The amount of stuff you bought.
I think it might be more in his plans for next year, so we'll see.
Well, that'd be cool.
Either way.
Be good to see him. And then Punk Ninja.
The Punk Ninja.
Who's another... Oh, he's another one of my...
Man, he's a popular guy.
You didn't cheer for Kryptonite like that. Oh.
I lost the button. Oh, sorry, Crypto. Forgive me.
But yeah, he's another one of my favorite slipcover guys.
He almost got
I'm the
this.
Latino machine. It's true. I'm the Latino machine. It's true.
But then I was like, I don't think he's Latino. So yeah,
It can only be one Latino machine too.
it's true.
So.
Yeah, that is true.
That's true. That is true.
Oh man. Yeah.
But Punk Ninja. Like, if you've never seen his Japanese Godzilla slipcover collection, or just his Godzilla collection in general, it's epic. So epic. And he's passionate and knowledgeable with everything he collects, and super generous. Like, he bought some of my stuff off me when I was having hard times a few years back, and he helped support the film that I made, and he sent me some awesome goodies, just like out of the blue. Just I love that guy. He's very generous, very cool.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I like how
I'm awful at this, like, dismembering.
I like how
he
he lives in Guam, which what I like about that is like surprisingly, like when I hear Guam, I'm like, man, that sounds so far away. Where the hell is that? And then like when you go to ship them something, you're like, oh hell yeah, it's a U.S. territory. Because like I ship them like all kinds of stuff for like $5-6, and I'm like, wow. I always just seem to forget that.
Yeah, whereas I go to the post office here and they're like, Guam, how do we do that?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, no. Cool guy, though. So who you butchering this week?
Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, first up, I'm going to tell you how his name is probably actually said, and then I'll tell you how I say it every time. His name appears to be said Snoo Louie. That sound about right?
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah.
But I call him Snooey Louie. I don't know why, but
that's way better. Way better.
I don't know, man. I guess it's like the natural rhyming in me. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna be Louie, you're gonna be Snooey Louie. And so every time I see him on the forums, I'm always like, oh yeah, Snooey Louie posted that, you know. But to talk about him, man, that guy there. For a long time, he was like, he had like the ultimate like trigger finger buzz on the entire steelbook world. I would actually get like emails from, let's see, should I say this? Yeah, I don't care. So yeah, I would get emails from like Zavi, from Play, from Skanebo, and everyone wanted to know like, who is this guy? We literally just posted like this listing. It was private, and we posted it, you know, like 10 seconds ago, and now it's on the forums. You know, shut that thread down. And so, and I'm saying that in a almost like a Nazi-like way, right? But they say it in a very nice way, and so then I'm like quick to defend, like letting them know, like, hey, you know, like we're not stealing nothing here. It was public. And it's like, well, how did he know about this release? And, you know, I actually would send him PMs and I'd be like, hey, like, how'd you see that? And then he'd just be like, oh, I just found it. I was surfing. And I was like, okay. But this guy was like, I mean, nonstop, like immediate, you know? And I would get all these like private emails about it all the time, you know, on a regular probably. And I would just say, hey, look. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times I had to, I don't know if the word educate should be used, but educate them on saying, look, man, these steelbook things, like, I don't know if y'all know, but they're highly collectible. People love them. And, you know, as soon as you post something, someone's going to find it. Like, there's people out there literally searching for new releases all the time, and they're posting them. And I mean, that's how it used to be when they weren't coming out nonstop every single day, right? So everyone was always trying to search and find out what's coming. Oh, wow, this retailer is doing one. Where now we kind of already know where to look, you know, and we also know they're coming out nonstop. So it doesn't really matter so much to be first to the punch as long as you know, get it up in the same day or whatever. But
it's kind of like the good old days of play.com, isn't it? When they'll just do like 2 or 3 maybe every couple of weeks, and yeah, he'd always be one of them that would be posting them first before anyone else.
You know, it was a big rush back then.
How the hell are you finding these?
Yeah, I used to swear he just sat at his computer all day and refreshed like every single retailer.
They always felt like someone was
Steelbook.
They always thought someone was leaking information, and that's why they were like, you know, hitting me up. Was like, they want to know, is this guy? Where does he work for Zavi? You know, does he work for Play? Is he some rep that we don't know? And I'm like, I said, to my knowledge, you know, he's just a dedicated fan like the rest of us. And I'm like, look, you know, I'll take the thread down. And like, I can't tell you how many times we've actually had to take threads down for retailers. And we honestly, we just do it out of respect for them and our relationships. But it actually kind of stings because we will see competitor websites and like they'll have the stuff up. So I always find it funny that they come to High Def Ninja, they want High Def Ninja to take it down, but yet everybody else can have it up, you know? And you're like, this is such a weird situation to be in. Like, you're not paying me to take it down, so why do I have to take it down, you know? But, you know, that's just, I don't know. I guess that's just the nature of you know, where we're at in the steelbook community. And then, wanting to keep that spot and keep good relationships, so. But I'm kind of rambling on about that. But in regards to Snewy Louie, I just really extremely appreciate that dude for contributing to the site, to the community. He's got well over 10,000 posts probably. I mean, and there's times where I feel like maybe he's maybe not, and it might just be the growth of the site. But I feel like sometimes like he's not as vocal as he used to be. But I'm not in every thread like I used to be either, so he might very well be. I didn't check his post history before this podcast, but I do actually check up on him every so often because I always I'm curious, and I'll click his name and then it'll say last on today or yesterday, and so I'm like, all right, cool, man, he's still around because I mean he's a member I care about. He used to go, or he still goes. I think he goes by the Negative Ninja, and I think Elgin's probably already took his crown on that one, but.
Long time ago.
But I think it was actually Justin Dew that he passed that on because Snewy Louie kicks too much ass, man. He can't be that negative all the time. But yeah, I know he did piss a lot of people off at times sometimes, but it was part of the character. I mean, what do we? If we're gonna all be happy all the time on the forums, I think we're gonna all be pissed. So we got to have a little everything, the spice of life.
Yeah.
And moving right on along to number 2. Pretty cool that we got Mr. Cooey on here because if Cooey ever decided to become a WWE wrestler, his tag team partner would be none other than Big Rob. And Big Rob is my number 2. And I consider them like a tag team because they first came on, I think, helping the site with either modding at the same time or writing at the same time, or maybe both. But
I think it's both.
And they both are from the import forums, and stuff like that. So far back. So I mean, just man, two good dudes, man. And but in regards to Big Rob, I wanted to bring him up and touch base, and quick little shout out. In regards to all the, family life's kind of with a new addition of another kid in his life. I know he's his role's been a little bit diminished, but he's still around, still active, and still posting. And I haven't had a chance to hit him up on Halloween Fest, but the last 2 years prior, I think he's always helped with it, but the last 2 years prior, he has really helmed it. In fact, I think there only was 2. This is Halloween Fest number 3 coming up. So yeah. yeah. I'm losing it, Ken. But yeah, he's last year especially. Then he really, I hit him up beforehand. I'm like, hey, dude, I want you to take the torch here and just run with this. You did really good the first year on that first year we got. Was the first year when he was able to get all the John Carpenter autographs? I do believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first year.
Yeah,
that was the first year.
Yep. Last year. Yeah, last year was Event Horizon.
And not only that, the Blair Witch. So he was able to organize that for us. And with that in mind,
put together
Horizon as well.
That interview.
Yes,
that I was able to do
all of that, man. This guy, man,
right,
he knows how to work his mouthpiece because he was able to, land some real big stuff there. I mean, John Carpenter's huge. The Blair Witch thing was huge. I thought it was pretty cool because I was kind of assisting him in where I would ship all these, the Blu-rays to one director. And because there's, 2 directors for the Blair Witch, I was like, all right, well then ship them back to me, please. And so they shipped them back, and I was like, it was taking a while. Or no, that's what it was. I sent them to the one director fast, and Eduardo, and I got those back from him fast. And then I sent them out to Cali and to the other, and it took a little while. And I was thinking, God, I hope he didn't keep all those. And then I finally got them back just in time, for we did the Halloween Fest giveaways, and we gave we gave one away at MondoCon, and then we had one actually went to their silent auction for a good cause at MondoCon. And but it was kind of interesting and cool in the fact I've never done where you ship one item to get it signed and then taking it and then sending it out another way, but probably not too far-fetched. But
no, it's pretty cool though, isn't it? It's not. It's
nice. And Big Rob. I mean, like I said, that's why I wanted to bring him up. He's just done a exceptional job with Halloween Fest. we really haven't done any planning for it yet this year so far. So, hopefully it's going to be all right, guys.
I'll start talking to him. Don't worry.
But I need to hit him up and see if he's down for the cause any at all this year. And I do have one thing that I'm not going to talk about it because this will come out before a certain event. But we do have one little item that we are contemplating releasing a portion of them for Halloween Fest. So at the very least, if that becomes the big deal, it's a cool little add-on thing. So,
Well, now I'm excited.
Yeah. The mystery.
all right. So moving on along, we talked about Big Rob. Michael, dismember the member. Who you got, man?
I'm making a slight change to one of my people. One person's going to be RJ531.
Nice.
She is someone that is forever notifying me of what is coming out. Because I feel like I'm solely focused on the main page. I don't make it into the forums as much as I'd like to. And, just through Instagram, mostly, she is forever like tagging me on things like, yo, what do you think about this? I thought you would be into this. And it's like, dude, thank you for, on the one side, it's like, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. And then it's like, oh man, now I got to spend $60 on this edition. Cause come on, I wouldn't have even known it came out. But
that's the problem.
At the same time, well, sometimes when that happens, then I'm like, I'll miss it. And then I got to pay like $100 and some. I'm like, no, forget it. I was like, I'll sit here and stare at it. It'll stay on like my desktop, but I won't ever buy it. And, I appreciate that, she's forever tagging me and stuff. And that kind of slides into the other person would be, DJ IXS. He is forever doing the same thing, but not so much with SteelBooks with like, oh, this came with a cool, slipcover, or this, for the US edition, or Target has this, and it's like, damn, man, like, yeah, I guess things just kind of slip by me, and it, he's forever making sure that I don't miss something or whatever.
And
so,
he's like, real quick, that's the King of Queens on Instagram, in case any of you guys
on Instagram
know him more so as that. But yeah,
so they, between the two of them, they're the two people that are constantly like, check out this edition, make sure you don't miss this. I thought this would be something you'd be into. And, it's just, I like that. That's cool.
Definitely some helpful ninjas that a big supporter's been around for a long time already now.
Yeah, man, for sure. So yeah, my, that was it. It was short and sweet.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. Old Rick hogging up the airwaves. Chewy, what you got, man?
Yo. Well, you actually stole one of mine because I wanted to do a shout out to Rob myself.
I stole yours.
So I'm going to keep it. You did. I'm going to keep it purely because, as you know, Rob is a personal friend of mine. I've known Rob for quite a few years. So like I say, we were on the input forums together. We moved over to hidefninja, and then so you took us both on as moderators, and then headed up the UK side for writing. So between Rob and I, we did a lot of reviews, collaborated on articles, managed to get a lot of studios on board. So people like Arrow, for example, between both of us, more so on Rob's side. We made Arrow Films aware of hidefninja, and he's a good guy. Like he said, he's had his third child, so between that and work, he's become extremely busy, which I'm sure we can all appreciate. But it just means that he's had to take time away from the site, unfortunately. He's still posting on the main page, just not as much on the forums, but he's always around, always watching.
Like a ninja.
He always got an eye out for people. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But no, so I know you've already spoke about him, so I won't speak too much more about Rob. But yeah, just wanted to keep him in there really because he is a good, close personal friend of mine.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, he's awesome, man.
I thought I'll keep him in there. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure eventually he'll come back to the site in full fold like he was before. Once his family life calms down and he needs a bit of a break.
One of his favorite movies is The Abyss, James Cameron.
Yeah.
And he did such an awesome job last year for Halloween Fest. And it just all happened to, sometimes the stars just align. And I had I joined some of these private commission poster groups, which are bad for your wallet, steer clear. But I had just joined one. I just kind of figured out that whole scene that's been going on a long time. And there was a guy who had just done a poster for The Abyss. And I don't think it went over extremely well. I mean, the design is great. I just mean popularity-wise. And maybe they just have extras normally, and I'm just, not hip to that. But they had some extras. And the guy was trying to move some of those. And at the same time, because he's over there as well, in the UK, and he was going to I think it was London Film and Comic Con maybe, but he was going to a convention over there, and Michael Biehn was going to be there, and I was he said, "Hey guys, I'm trying to get rid of some of these posters. If you pay this, you can get the poster. If you pay this, I'll actually get Michael Biehn to sign it." And I was like, "Oh man!"
Oh, nice.
And I'm that's Big Rob's favorite movie, one of at least. And he's always obsessing on it, And so, like I said, all the stars aligned. So I was boom, right at the exact same time. And I was able to get that for him. And actually, I think I had it shipped over here early. And right there at the end of Halloween Fest, I was like, "Hey, I'm going to send you something, bud." And so I sent him that. And yeah, he was definitely super stoked and elated. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time.
So
that's really
every
cool.
once in a while, you guys might get mystery packages. That's part of the fun, right?
I love mystery packages.
I've got all kinds of crap for Ken. I've just been where's his address? I actually got something pretty old, a PS3 game. That'll blow your socks off. Yeah. But I know you'll like it.
Bring it.
Yeah. I've been holding on to that for years.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how bad I am.
Oh, we've only seen each other a few times over the years.
Well, I don't think it's something you want to be carrying on an airplane. It's pretty huge.
Oh, it's like Sniper Elite. Was it a sniper gun? Yeah, I don't want to bring that airplane. Thanks.
Cool, man. And did you have another Cooey?
I do. So second member is Mickle89, another guy from the UK. Actually lives in the same town as me. His name's Michael. He's
sounds amazing already.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. No, he's a genuinely nice guy. Kind of got to know him through running the group buys because with him being in the same city, he comes and collects. So it saves me having to ship out. So he'll come around and pick up his items and just got chatting. And yeah, he's a nice guy. Obviously, he's getting more and more active on the forums, and he's now becoming quite an avid photographer with some of his steelbooks. And if you look in some of the more recent releases, trying to think what I've seen today, probably the Star Wars Blue fans. He's posted in there, and he's posted a load of real nice pictures. And he's doing that more and more. I mean, I know there's a few guys on the forums who are into the photography and post really good pictures of the different editions. So he's another one to add to that portfolio.
That.
Yeah, no, he's really good. And a nice guy to boot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a good dude. I always see him posting, so I'm always reading stuff and seeing him in there.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's good. He's a good guy. Real good guy. Obviously, you said I've got to be nice. So those are the two that I've said. Because if you wanted me to be mean, I could go for hours, mate. So.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, we still have to tear somebody apart.
No, I can't.
Who's it gonna be?
Well, if I wasn't on here, I'd probably be on Matt's list. So
Nah, you're cool, mate. You're cool.
All right.
It's like that one time I was in the room and had the pillow over your head. That it was okay. Like, wait, what?
What? I thought it was a bad dream.
Just standing over you, watching you sleep.
Just go to sleep.
I don't think he'll miss this copy of T2.
So, Michael, you didn't know my movie room's got CCTV, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I have a box of your movies, so you better be nice.
That's true. Yeah.
Watch out. You go there, you might get arrested.
Your Captain America box. Oh, that's a story for off the podcast. I'll tell you about that. Me and TSA had some problems.
Yo, I bet. Yeah, that big old beard.
So,
Yeah.
yep, exactly.
Jeez, man. Yeah.
Yep.
They always send me through the machine where they want to like put your hands up and they're like scanning you while you're naked or whatever. And I'm like, I don't got anything on me, man. Like, God. Every time.
Well, here's the
Pick
thing,
on the big guy.
real quick. I mean, you know, I have that battery in the wires that are in my spine.
No, I didn't know that.
So yeah, so I have a spinal cord stimulator, and when they run me through the machine, there's something in my body, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's always fun, and then they pat you down for the explosives, and oh god,
That's crazy, man.
yeah. I'll tell you off the podcast. It's a much more horrible story. but
Yeah.
it wasn't
Probably
good.
a long story, too.
Yeah.
If it was a
wasn't
short
good,
story,
but,
it'd be a
you
good
know.
story, right?
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
said, have a good trip. Yeah. That'd be a short story.
Welcome to England.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, next up, what do we have here?
It is now time for the film discovery segment.
So we're here to talk about something that's underrated, niche, a gem, indie, etc. Something maybe you recently discovered or just want to bring up to try and put the listeners on to something that maybe they passed up years ago. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The film discovery segment.
That music seriously makes me happy. Like, I just smile when I hear it. Like, yeah.
I was picking out music for it, and I thought, man, something about it. You just got to find one of those like soft sounds, you know. And I did add the like the 35 millimeter film reel. That I don't know if y'all noticed that when you hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it sounds
Good.
good.
So.
Definitely hear it. And then you start talking.
Yeah. Well, you know,
But
that is a natural problem of mine. So my wife says. Yeah. Well.
film discovery.
Yeah,
This is
man.
a fun
Ken,
segment.
why don't you kick this one off?
Oh, I'm going to kick this one off too. All right. Let's see.
Buy me some
what
time.
did I write down? Buy you some time. First one I'm going to throw out there is Deathgasm. Yeah, it's a fun horror comedy that I first caught last year. Raven Banner in Canada, they send me all these emails advertising their new films and stuff, and that was one of them that they sent me. And anyways, after I watched it, I immediately rewatched it because it was just so damn
Damn,
fun.
now I feel bad for missing out.
It's like, yeah, so demons come to this small town, and it's up to like these two teenage metalheads to stop the invasion, and it has this Evil Dead feel to it, but like Evil Dead if it was remade by members of Slipknot.
God.
Yeah, like the gore is through the roof, and the laughs are through the roof, and like I'm sure everyone in the horror community has already watched it, but I feel like if you're a casual horror fan, you probably haven't seen it, and if you are a fan of Evil Dead, you should definitely see it because it's one of my favorite horror films of the last few years.
See, going back to earlier, it's one of those I've got on Blu-ray. It's on the shelf sealed. I've not watched it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun when you do catch it.
Would.
Yeah.
What's it called again, man? I'm gonna write that down.
Deathgasm.
All right.
It's the name of their band in the movie. It's kind of
I really just
it's a
wanted
strange
you to say it again. That's all.
Deathgasm.
I was wondering. I was like, write it down. Aren't you going to be a listener of this podcast as well?
No, sir, I don't listen to my own voice. Even though I've heard it like
You really
a thousand
should. It's
times.
beautiful.
I'm the Latino machine. It's true.
I felt I knew that was coming.
You know, every I think every time that you do that, you probably hear me in the background go like, "Oh,
Wow.
that guy."
Well, I, mean, I hate to tell you this, but you know, even on days we're not recording, I have to play that every morning.
I bet it is your ringtone.
Right?
wakes him up on his alarm clock every morning.
Released his email notifier from me. He's like, "Oh shit, it's Mike."
It's good. And then second film is JCVD.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people ignore this film because it stars Jean-Claude Van Damme. And like I grew up on these films. I love them. Bloodsport, Cyborg, Kickboxer, Double Impact, Hard Target, goes on and on. So like he was a huge action star in the 80s and early 90s, but then by the time JCVD was released in 2008, he had this huge string of awful direct-to-video films behind him, which is unfortunate because I honestly believe that he should have received an Oscar nom for his performance in this movie.
Big time.
It's that good. And like it's a fake take on his life, though it's strongly influenced by it. He's struggling in the movie. He stops in at a bank to dig into his savings account. And when he's there, the bank is being robbed. And all the police on the outside think he's the one that's robbing the bank due to his personal problems. So it's a fantastic picture. It includes one shot that's like a 6-minute monologue where he's just talking and apologizing for all his real life sins. And it's as if the audience is a counselor and he's confessing to us. And it's heartbreaking and emotional and beautiful. And like, I can't recommend that film enough. It is so damn good.
Yeah, no, I second that, Ken, because it is. It's brilliant. I mean, I kind of, a bit like you, grew up on Van Damme. And to this day I still love him. And when that came out, it's kind of like, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be another good action movie. When you sit and watch it, it's like, hang on a second. What the hell is this? And it's brilliant.
Honestly, it's so brilliant.
It's
not what you're expecting, and that's the problem. Like I feel like everyone sees his face, like the cover art on the shelf, and they're like, "Oh, another Van Damme movie," and they just skip it. Like you got to check it out. It's so good.
No,
it's just gone on from that as well.
No Dennis Rodman,
just making sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
just trying to help
grew up on Van Damme as well.
Have any of you guys got Amazon Prime?
Got what?
What is it?
Oh yeah,
Amazon Prime, the TV.
Oh, yeah.
So have you guys watched the pilot for Jean-Claude Van Johnson?
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh mate, you need to watch it.
I have. Yeah, no, I totally got to watch.
Honestly,
I think that was picked up too, right? It's going to become an actual full season.
It's brilliant. It's just Jean-Claude Van Damme playing himself and taking the piss out of himself, basically.
I love it when he does it.
It's honestly, it's genius. When you watch it, if you're a fan of Van Damme, especially like you said, like Double Impact, Hard Target, that era, you will absolutely love Jean-Claude Van Johnson. I promise you.
I love the title too.
Yeah.
It's just Van Damme eating hot dogs.
I think
for
a lot of us
hour.
probably grew up on Van Damme. It's like part of our generation.
Yeah.
I remember even Time Cop, not the greatest, but you're like, oh man, it's got new chicks in it. Yeah.
Oh, I love Time Cop.
But my favorite was Hard Target, and of course some of his older stuff like Bloodsport. But I even liked it's Sudden Death, right? The one with the hockey. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I was almost getting it confused with Sudden Impact. But yeah, Sudden Death, that's a good one as well. Hard Target though, man, I don't know, I love that one. I used to wear that VHS out.
Yeah, Hard Target was
I think Kickboxer with Tom Poe is my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah. With the
Kickboxers
with the glass at the end, and that shit's crazy. Such a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about Van Damme all day. Been a fan of him for years. And it's like a Expendables series. Again, huge fan of the Expendables movies, more so 1 and 2. When it was announced for the sequel, and he was playing the villain, I was just like over the moon. Just to see him back on the big screen.
Oh, it was so awesome. Like, his fight was still on at the end. Yeah, like I was on the edge of my seat giggling like
especially
a little kid.
After,
like, oh my god, I'm a kid again. This is so great.
I think the part of the hype was knowing who all was coming on for Expendables 2. And then same thing with Expendables 3, but man, Expendables 3 was hard to get through.
Oh man, that shit.
Well, they rated PG-13 for one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, kids will love this movie.
Yeah,
who's that, Dad?
Bunch of old biggie action stars. Yeah, that's all.
I don't even know who the hell they are.
Yeah, so that's my two for today.
I guess I'll jump in here with my two, and my two are. Well, I'll start with the more recent one, and I decided to include this because in light of the recently announced Master and Commander Steelbook from Zavi, I kind of made mention of that in that thread. I don't know if anyone saw what I wrote, but, Master and Commander, great movie, slow burn. I can tell where a lot of people probably wouldn't like it because it's a long movie, things like that. But, I'm in for the ride if it's good. It's a great time period piece. I'm not, however, talking about Master and Commander today, but in that thread, I talked about the director, Peter Weir, and another film of his of more recent, which is from 2010, and it's called The Way Back. And it stars Ed Harris, Jim Sturgis, Colin Farrell, and, oh God, I'm going to butcher her name. Hannah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Hannah
so Ronan, Yeah. But it's a really cool movie, and I don't know what it is about movies that are either, based on true events, based on a true story, inspired by true events, but when you know that something actually happened, sometimes it can add such a more, I don't know, authenticity to a good movie, to maybe take it up another notch, at least on your personal whatever scale of ranking. And I just can't believe, even to this day, that like this is like a real story. And a guy basically escapes a Siberian gulag, and escapees for that matter, and they travel over 4,000 miles by foot. Yeah, like crossing the mountains and everything. It's like, it's freaking wild, man. And it's a great movie, and it is I'd say it went under probably many people's radar. Underrated little gem. No, I don't think there's really any special editions for it or anything like that. I just got a slipcover from the UK.
I'll tell you how I found out about that movie. Blockbuster was closing down in Canada and everything was on sale. They had The Way Back there, but The Way Back in Canada was released in an orange amaret case. So I was like, orange amaret case. There's 4 copies. I'm going to buy all 4 copies to get some orange amarets. And then I was switching them over to blue cases and selling them off The Way Back. I had one left. I was like, I might as well watch it before I get rid of it. And I watched it, and it was like, damn, this is a really good movie. I got 4 orange amaret cases and a good movie.
Who cared about the damn movie? Give me the amarets.
I would have never probably looked at it otherwise.
What about you guys, Michael Q? Have y'all ever seen this?
No, I've never seen it.
I have.
Yes, that means I have mission accomplished. Sweet. I was a little worried, like most people would be like, Rec, yeah, we've heard of it. We know it. But cool, man. 50% of the podcast hadn't seen it yet. So, well, definitely check that one out. I don't know if it's on any streaming or whatnot, what have you, but might be on Amazon. Other than that, I'd say buy it, but it is one of those movies where like I'm glad I own it, but I have not watched it since I watched it the first time. I'm probably about due where I'd watch it again, but it's obviously been a few years. It's one of those movies, And the second movie I have, and I'm actually still trying to figure out how in the hell I ended up on this movie, and I don't do a lot of streaming to the point that I like randomly found this way, but was it through Bruce Dern? I don't know, but in any case, we'll get to that in a minute. The movie is Black Sunday from 1977. This is not the horror movie. This is a powerful story of a Black September terrorist group attempting to blow up a Goodyear blimp hovering over the Super Bowl stadium with 80,000 people and the President of the United States in attendance. Something about, I guess, some terrorist activity at the Super Bowl, kind of like when I finally read the synopsis or whatever, like it, triggered my interest. Like, how come I've never heard of this movie, And then it stars Bruce Dern, who's from The Hateful Eight, and obviously a much younger Bruce Dern, who's been in many things, like Nebraska, etc. Lots of older stuff that he's really known for. It actually,
Django.
It stars Robert Shaw, from Jaws.
Nice.
And he's kind of like more of like the main like protagonist, so it was kind of interesting to see him as that. And I actually went ahead and like actually paid to stream it off of Amazon. Interestingly enough, I mean, if you search for this movie like online, like it's like extremely hard to find. Like in the sense that one, there is no Blu-ray of it, at least not to my knowledge, and I looked like crazy. And then 2, because there is that other Black Sunday horror movie, it's almost like even when you search for it on like IMDb and stuff, it almost like doesn't want to show you this film. And it's really weird. And like I had to like, I think I maybe even like Googled like Black Sunday Bruce Dern or something. And then I was able to like pull it up on IMDb. But I just thought, what's going on with this movie? Like, why are they trying to hide this movie? And then, you know, even more interestingly enough, it came out in 1977. So this is actually the 40th anniversary of this film. And so, you know, it's like, wow, 40 years have gone by. This would also be like the prime year to, you know, do an anniversary edition, you know?
Yeah. Do something.
And so I was a little surprised by that. It's definitely an older film. You know, there's times where it might be a little hard to watch, you know, and get into the storyline. But Bruce Dern does a hell of a job acting. I shouldn't even, they're not CGI, but the special effects they are freaking hilarious, man. Because like you could tell that like back in 1977, at least with the production team that these people had, they're like explosions are like horrible, you know, but they're hilarious. And even some of the, I don't know, like the chaos and stuff that goes down, like the way they edit it, they're able to do it, but it's almost like, I don't know, it's not comical, but it's I don't know, it's enjoyable to like, just from a film side, you're like, you can there's certain movies where you don't know how something was filmed, you know, because you know you're not in the industry. Well, you can like watch this one and you can almost like know like when bad things happen, like how it was filmed, because it's just kind of funny on how they do the edits, the cuts, you know, because I wonder if they actually did any like prop usage, kind of like back in the old Star Wars films, and I believe Close Encounters, where they had like, you know, little small little dioramas and props, and then they would actually make you think that was, you know, a big screen, but they were just filming this little stuff. And so I kind of wonder if some of these, like some of the blimp scenes and stuff like that, were that, like when it, you know, well, you know, watch the movie. But, you know, I don't know if everyone will like it, but it's definitely something I thought to kind of bring up.
I'm reading about it right now, and it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it was worth the watch. I mean,
it's a John Frankenheimer film.
Yeah, and that's also when I saw that, and that's why I'm curious. Like, how did because it was weird, man. Like, I actually landed on it, and next thing I know, I didn't close this part of my browser for like a long time, and I didn't want to close it because I didn't want to forget it, and I wanted to watch it. Okay, I have finally found the the paper trail. So John Frankenheimer also, you know, directed Ronin, and recently, you know, Ronin, the Arrow video release, I believe I was checking out that, and I looked at the director, and I seen that, and I think I was looking at everything that Frankenheimer had done, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Frankenheimer actually passed away this year.
I think it was back in the 90s he passed away.
Oh yeah, you're right, 2002.
A long time ago.
Well, I think he has a. Does he have a son that's in the industry as well?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Paper trail's getting a little choppy.
I might be thinking of another duo here. But yeah. In any case, that's probably how I found it, is through Ronin.
The book that's based on is even written by Thomas Harris, who created Hannibal Lecter. Like, I'm surprised this movie doesn't get more attention.
Yeah, see, that'd be a hell of a freaking interview right there.
Yeah.
I think it's due for some extras and stuff. It seems like Paramount has it, so who knows, man. I have a Paramount contact. I'm thinking I might hit him up and be like, hey, is this coming?
Talk to him about What's Eating Gilbert Grape while you're at it. Thank you.
Does Paramount have that one?
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask him.
Thanks.
Yeah. See how easy that was?
Boom, done. My work's done here.
Yeah. We'll see if he says anything. He's a good dude. I actually went and covered that Interstellar event for them at South by Southwest.
Oh, cool.
A couple years ago when that came out. Got to meet Tars.
Got to meet Tars.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. McConaughey was busy. Cool, so that's my two there. Michael, you got any couple films here?
Yeah, first one, it's like it's a really deep cut for sci-fi, but it's a movie called Primer from 2004. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it,
I've never even heard of that.
It is an amazing science fiction film, and it gets deep into the science part of like how they imagine like time travel would actually work. Basically, it's these guys who are kind of working on this project, and they end up creating a time machine, and they fall into all the tropes of time travel as far as like, okay, well, if we use time travel to do this, we have only so much time before we get back, and we won't cross into our other selves, and it just starts getting real like shaky the more it goes, and then the plot wraps up. It's just such a good sci-fi movie. Really underrated. I feel like there's only like a handful of people that have seen it, and most of the people that I've talked to about it or that have seen it are like, this is a really good film. It's pretty low budget, but it's solid acting and, you know, story and plot. So that easily one to check out. I think it's actually on Netflix right now. So it's an easy stream. Like, it's not hard to find.
I'll have to check it out then, especially on Netflix.
Yeah, if you're into like,
I think I've actually heard of people talking about that recently.
Yeah.
It's on another podcast.
Like heavy sci-fi, this is one you want to check out for sure.
Cool.
The other one is a little bit newer, and it's a movie that I don't feel like gets enough love, but Spielberg's Munich. And it just recently came out to Blu-ray, I want to say this year. And it's one of those like gritty Spielberg movies that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of good actors in it as far as like, you know, Eric Bana, Daniel Craig. I mean, it's such a good movie. I mean, I'm sure have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. So, like, that's like kind of also why I like this segment is sometimes there are things that we've all heard about, but you just kind of need that reminder again, that little kick in the ass to like, hey, I need to really go check that movie out.
Yeah.
And I know all about that movie, but I have not seen it, and so, you know, it makes me want to go see it now.
Yeah. It just like, it has a really good story. Like, the acting's good. And it just kind of gives you an idea, especially because it is based on a true story. So, like, you know, like you were just saying a little bit ago, that is something that might like interest you a little more, just because you know it's something that happened and occurred during history. And it's one of those Spielberg movies, kind of like Empire of the Sun, that just people have maybe heard of, or like, you know, oh, I didn't know that was Spielberg, or I forgot about that movie, like you guys said. And it's just one that I would easily recommend for people to pick up. And it looks good on Blu-ray. I mean, it still has kind of that that film grain grit to it that Spielberg was kind of going through after he did like Saving Private Ryan, and he was doing that kind of stuff with his filming. So
cool.
Yeah,
check that one out.
It's good stuff,
I
man.
always remember the trailers coming out for that and going to the cinema, and that would always play before the movie I was going to watch. And it's one of those where I knew about it, but I never got around to seeing it. So I think might be one to add to the wish list, I think.
Yeah. There's just so much that's coming out these days. It's like SteelBooks, man. It's hard to keep up on that. It's hard to keep up on watching all the movies you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, I think just on, you know, Blu-ray you can get this for, I think it's like $10-12 or something like that. So I mean, it's not terribly expensive, and it, you know, if you have like a Spielberg collection, I mean, this is definitely one you should own.
Yeah, I love Steven Spielberg. Dude's a master of the arts, man.
Oh, he really is. Yeah,
we could do a whole podcast on Spielberg.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Really could, yeah.
So those are my two.
Did you get a chance to think a couple films or no?
Yeah, got a couple. I'll apologise now. The first one is a movie that I discovered, I think, by accident. I would have been 15 years ago. So I would have been 16, 17. It's a movie called Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Don't know if you guys have heard of that.
Wow, no.
Right.
Kung Pao, it sounds so familiar to me.
So I'm a big kung fu movie, martial art movie fan.
Now I know who to tap into now more.
I love all that stuff, like the old 80s and 90s stuff.
It's a genre I want to get more into. So I'm gonna have to hit you.
I've seen this. Kung Pao.
I've seen this movie. With Steve Oderkirk.
So essentially, this guy Steve Oderkirk, who's the director, also stars in it. It's taken this old 70s kung fu movie and has digitised himself into it and redubbed all the voices using his own voice and different accents and stuff. It's so stupid. It's amazing. Honestly, I mean, it's ridiculous. But it's one of those where, check out the trailer, you'll see how stupid it is. But if you want a movie that's just like, I mean, it has me in tears laughing. It's brilliant, honestly.
Yeah, it's stupidly hilarious.
Is this Kung Fury?
No.
Okay.
Kung Pao.
Kung Pao and Enter the Fist.
Okay, just making sure it wasn't named something different over there in the UK, because have you seen the trailer for like Kung Fury? You ever heard of that over there?
Yeah, Kung Fury is awesome.
It's so good.
That shit's hilarious. Okay.
But no, it's one of those, like I say, if you're a fan of like the old 70s Kung Fu movies, then this is just one big piss take, basically. And it's so stupid. It's brilliant. I think people kind of watch it thinking it's going to be like a comedy movie that you can just sit back and just go into straight away. And if you're in that mindset, I don't think you'd enjoy it because it's not that kind of film. It's one of these where you need to be able to appreciate the older, say, martial art kung fu movies,
right,
where they are badly dubbed, really badly acted with the really badly choreographed fights. It's that if you watch it in that mindset, it's brilliant.
So it's like honestly, almost like slightly exploitation type of film.
It's borderline, yeah. It is kind of exploitation, with being more comedic.
Dude fights a cow. Right. He fights a cow.
Fights a cow.
All right.
Instead of nunchucks, let's go for jokes.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just start with that?
That should have been the opening right there.
Guy fights a cow. That's it. I'm done.
But yeah, no. Recommend that. I mean, it's not out on Blu-ray. It's only out on DVD. But it'll be dirt cheap, no doubt.
Cool.
And speaking of exploitation, the next one I want to talk about was one which I showed Michael last year when he was over here. Is called Black Dynamite.
I got that.
Oh, nice.
I love that one.
Nice.
Cream corn. No.
Yeah, that shit's hilarious.
See, now, I'll go through phases where I'll watch a movie and think, oh, I like that guy. I want to see what else is in. So for me, it was Michael Jai White. And watching him, I was like, oh yeah, I remember watching him in Universal Soldier: The Return, I think, with Goldberg and Van Damme.
Yeah, Goldberg, yeah.
The Return. Goldberg.
So it's like, yeah, I want to see what else has been in. And then this one came up, so I bought the DVD back in the day and remember just like really enjoying it because it's going back to the blaxploitation flicks, like with Jim Kelly, Isaac Hayes, that kind of era. But it's a big piss take as well. So it's like in the same vein as like, I'm going to get you, sucker. It's that kind of thing. And again, it's hilarious. It's one of those movies I think it needs to be more. People need to watch it. People need to be more aware of it. Because Michael Jai White, he's a fantastic martial artist. I don't think people realise how good he is.
Yeah, he is really good.
And he's not the best actor, but in this, it's kind of like so deadpan and dry. It really works. It's so funny.
And it's somewhat of a recent film, so I mean, if people are, which they shouldn't be, you got to open your mind. But if you're turned off by some of the older films, this guy,
2009, I think.
2009, 2000,
yeah, something
maybe
like
10 or 11. I mean,
yeah, it's not that old.
It's not all that old. So I mean, it's not only is it that type of genre of a film, but it's also done with modern techniques of filming, so it's definitely enjoyable.
Exactly.
And if you like that, the cartoon is hilarious.
Like it basically, like what I'm trying to say is like it had a decent budget behind it, so it's like it's good production.
Yeah, it doesn't look crap. It doesn't look like it's been done on the cheap. It had a good budget behind it, so it looks polished. But then it's filmed in a way to look crap, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Going back to how it was in the 70s.
Like kind of like Machete. They're like the
Yeah.
grind-ass movies type thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure the suits are like, so let me get this straight. You want us to spend a lot of money to make it look like crap. Couldn't we just do it the old way then and save some money? No.
But no, so Michael and I watched that last year, and we were creasing up for ages watching it. Some of the bits, it's
awesome.
so funny. I just, really recommend it.
Dude,
And then
just
again,
like a week ago, I sent him a video of him jumping. What was it? The mist slap, and he's like, "Motherfucker!" Like he was trying to stunt slap him, and then they put a completely different guy in the frame. And dude, it's just such a funny movie. I was crying, and I was like, "Dude, how have I never seen this? Like, this is amazing."
it's even things like when they're talking on screen, and you see the boom mic just comes and drops itself into the back of the screen. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
And you can see him looking and say, "Come on, get out of the shot, get out of the shot." It's brilliant. It's one of those where I don't think a lot of people are aware of it, just because it's a little bit niche.
Yeah.
I think I had maybe a small theatrical run, both say stateside and over here. So it's not really well known, I don't think. But I think it's one of those that a lot of people could enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It really is like a word of mouth movie, I feel like.
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time.
Yep. Now, you know what time it is. Are you up for the challenge?
Time to shake down.
Time for a little shake and bake. The SteelBooks Shakedown.
Ooh.
That's right, we're here for the SteelBooks Shakedown. As you know, hit up the High Def Ninja forums, go to the SteelBooks section, and we're talking about the top 10 SteelBooks here. And first up, we got Wonder Woman from HD Zeta. A hell of a package.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
Yep.
Really can't wait for this edition.
Looking like a good package. It's got 4K and possible 3D plus 2D, and I'm sorry, it's either 4K or 3D plus 2D, and it's got a lot of the poster art on it. So it's kind of right now. I've been kind of keeping up with a lot of the Wonder Woman steelbooks to see which one I would like the best. And so far right now, I'm liking the HD Zeta one the best.
Yeah, same here.
I think, isn't Manta Lab gonna have one?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, so I think kind of waiting to see what they're gonna come with as well. But other than that, I'm liking the HD Zeta one.
Yeah, between that one, the German one, just for the like regular steelbook looks great. My least favorite is probably the Best Buy one.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I really don't.
That
like
front
that.
art, I
Yeah.
don't get it. I just don't get it.
It was kind of weird they went that way with that. So
Yeah.
Well, it's strange because it matches the DC TV shows steelbooks. Like it shouldn't match those. I think the Flash and Arrow and all that had that.
Oh right, yeah, that's right.
Like it matches with those, and it doesn't make any sense to me because it's the
I guess
films. It
they
shouldn't
were
match that series.
afraid to make it look too sexy or something. I don't know. Try to appeal to a wider audience or something.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what
mean,
they were
theatrically
thinking.
it did well. The numbers did well. So I mean, at that point in time, what,
Yeah, it
what do
just
you
passed
care?
400
Yeah, what do you
domestic.
care?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the idea or true objective was behind that. I mean,
What are you gonna do?
oh well. I like that there's a lot of different varieties for people, but
Yeah,
because in Germany there's two different versions. There's the main one, and then what is it? Saturn Media Market. They have one of their own. So
that's right.
next up, Alien Covenant, Film Arena.
These don't look too bad. I like the Manta ones better though.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, this might be my first Film Arena buy. I don't own any Film Arena steelbooks yet.
This might
I find their releases are either disappointing or just out of this world amazing.
yeah, there's that hit and miss.
Yeah.
And I mean, this does look really good. It's just I like the Manta ones
Yeah.
better.
Thankfully for me, I'm not an Alien nutter, so that falls in line with Digital Babe.
Oh, DB's going to be going broke with this release.
Yeah. So like I haven't even like checked out many of the ones. I did see the Manta ones and the options they offered, and they were They were pretty sharp. So, but I'm not too concerned yet with Alien. I mean, I want to watch the film, damn straight, but I'm not jumping on it yet. I do like the Best Buy offering though, so I think I'll probably just get the Best Buy Steelbook.
That's not a bad looking one.
Nah, it'll be a good price too. So
that's what the white one or no?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something.
Yeah, it's got like the little baby
alien.
Yeah,
okay.
Thing
Same as the UK one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's simple. They Live, Scream Factory, USA.
Yeah, I like the series of Steelbooks that they did. Looks good.
See, I'm going to be different to that. So I don't like these series they've done at all. I don't like the artwork. It's just not for me. I think was it They Live? What's the other two they've done?
It was what
Escape
the
from
Fog
New York
and
Escape from New York.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then Fargo.
I think those three are like such kind of cult classic movies. I don't know, the artwork I think for me could have been a lot better. I think no doubt they'll sell well because obviously the Scream Factory.
Yeah.
And obviously I think they're some of the first Steelbooks they've done, so they're going to sell well regardless.
Yeah.
Because they've got a good fan base. But for me, they're not hitting the bells for me, unfortunately.
I think we're in this bubble right now where with the popularity of like Mondo art, and then we had the Mondo Steelbooks, which are just phenomenal, right? And then you had like at the time that the Mondo Steelbooks came out, at the exact same time you had the pop art from Gallery 1988 came out, and obviously those are a stark contrast where you have ones where I would have to say that they're probably putting like hundreds of hours into the art itself, like the Mondos, you know what I mean, like a piece by Ken Taylor, etc. Versus like minimalist art, I mean, conceptually, it might take you a while to figure out how you want to do this, concept-wise. But some of the actual, getting down to the nitty-gritty doing the art can be done a lot faster. And when time is money, I look at it like, okay, well, why is it now, flash forward like a year and a half later, 2 years, whatever, we're seeing everybody else now wants to do the art thing, right? But so many people, they're not executing on it, So like this wave here, I actually think this wave is not that bad. It wasn't enough that I jumped on them, I have been eyeing the Fargo just because it's different. It's black. I'm not used to that. Just for the Steelbook case in itself. But what I see this is like, and I do like these overall compared to some of these other pop art waves that have just taken over the forum here in the last few weeks. And I'm just like, I'm like, holy crap! Like, is this the like, hey, doing this custom art's the new thing? Well, that doesn't mean that everyone should do it. It's like you're doing a bad job at it. Like, you either do it right or don't do it at all. But I feel like, they don't want to spend enough money to go out and hire an artist who's gonna put 100 freaking hours into something, and the price obviously is higher than right to get that art done, as opposed to, we already have this guy. Who's in our design department. Hey, what can you whip up? And they whip it up, and they're already on payroll. It didn't cost them anything extra. So I think we're getting like a lot of that, but we just don't know it.
But kind of with that, I would have even liked to have seen these to have their slipcover art. Like I think the Scream Factory slipcover art is awesome, and like. I think that they would have sold even better, been a little more popular, even if they were rehashed. But there were some people, like, I don't own a couple of these in the Scream Factory versions, but if they had that artwork, I would have picked them up in a heartbeat. Even though it was the same as the slipcover, I still would have gotten it.
I think that while we all agree to that, that's what, where we come from, our side of the collecting world. And, not even that. I actually... I went and was reading a lot of comments a long while back. I was asked to check out an official poll that they put on Shout Factory and Scream Factory, and it was in regards to hey, should we do Steelbooks? And like, obviously all the people from our side of the world and community, like, we love steelbooks, right? Give them to us. But then there was this whole other side, which is all those like loyalists who have been buying all those slipcover editions that has those type of art. And surprisingly, there was a lot of backlash. But it was so from there. So basically, they're having backlash from their current customer base on those editions, because they look at it like, hey, well, I've already bought like 50 of these, you know, that look like this, and now you're just going to switch it on me, you know? And so,
right. I suppose it's the whole re-releasing thing, isn't it? It's just like, you know, we've been loyal customers for years.
Yeah.
And
I think
you're re-releasing movies
that
released
yeah,
years
exactly.
ago.
You know, there's hints of that, and then of course it's just the, you know, the OCD of like, you know, like Criterion cases. They all come in the, you know, the plastic, you know, like clear case Scanavo ones, and then every once in a while they do like box sets and digipacks, things like that. But that's about as far as that line differs, you know. But if all of a sudden they just jumped into some blue Amarays, I mean, besides the one curious case of Benjamin Button,
that looks so awkward if you don't buy, like, replace the case. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But besides that that shame of a release, you know, I think there's obviously, if you're building a brand, you know, you got to have some you know, unity in your vision from just an aesthetics point of view. And maybe, I mean, I could obviously get the answer to this by send some emails, but maybe there was maybe a part of it was more so like, hey, we don't want to use like the same artist that we do, that, you know, that kind of looks more in line to what we do, because we don't want to shit on our current customer base. But hey, we also do want to do steelbooks, because we actually recognize and realize that there's a whole other audience out there who really wants these. So, you know, it could have been some of that, you know. It'd be maybe it's an interview I need to line up. Maybe an interesting interview, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Anywho,
I'll do it.
Wow, this has actually got a different name over there. Do it.
Yeah, that threw me off too. I was like, what the hell is that? A sixth movie? Oh.
Go ahead, break us in, Ken.
Salazar's Revenge, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I was
Salazar's
like, what?
Revenge.
Salazar's Revenge.
You know, what is that? The name of the rummy drinks in the film?
Yeah. I don't know nothing of this release yet, although it was posted in April 1. Of course, that was probably prior to art. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, Film Arena. Man, the onslaught of movies this summer, I didn't get a chance to check out Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan, although was it the fourth one, I believe? Stranger Tides is a little hard to get through. So, wait. Yeah. What's the new one called?
Dead Man.
There you go. Okay, so Stranger Tides was the fourth one. Yeah. And so I haven't had a chance to get to this new one, but definitely want to. I'll just go ahead and blind buy something to go with the other four I already own.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'll probably end up picking up some version of this because I have all the Future Shop ones, and then so like that's how I am. I hate it.
Yeah, the completed. Has anybody seen that new movie?
No.
I skipped it.
No.
Well, there you go. Now we know why it's not doing so well. We all skipped it.
The thing is that this is like the side of Film Arena that annoys me, because it's like it's blatantly just a cash cow, because they've said they've got no plans to do the previous four movies for whatever reason. Whether they can't get them or not, I don't know. But it's just like, you know, that one movie from the series of 5.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, what's the point?
Yeah.
Other than making a few extra dollars or pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
Why bother? You know, I know you've got the die-hard Film Arena fans, and hands up, I used to be one. Not so much anymore, because they're in it for the money now, not for the fans. When they first started out, but yeah, this for me, this release is just pointless. Me personally, got zero interest in it. Yeah, it's a shame. If they were going for the full set, then I would have been like, okay, you've got my interest. But they've said no, so it's like, well, you know, what's the point? Don't bother. You know, put your efforts into the releases you said you're going to do years ago, like King Kong, for example. You keep pushing it back. Shawshank Redemption, Papillion. You know, you've got all these plans to do these movies which you've announced 12, 14,
Well,
16,
some of it
18
is,
months ago.
you know, these distributors,
Concentrate on them.
they have what they get, and they can latch on to X amount, you know, of a run, and then do what they do. Versus if they want to do something like, oh, I want to do Schindler's List. Well, the difference is now they're going to them and saying, hey, we want to do this. And then they say, hey, okay, we don't have anything to offer, but we'll go talk to Universal, you know? And then they do, and then you deal with, you know, big studio, you know, bureaucrats, whatever, where it's like, well, we don't have any plans to release that this year. Or, like, you can get shut down for so many things. It's crazy, you know? Just with some of our dealings with studio not to be named. But it's like, there's times where they're like, yeah, we want to do something. Like, okay, let's do it. And then, like, it's like, you don't hear nothing. And you're like, oh, well, can we do these? Like, yeah, we'll talk about some titles. Okay. Like, and, like, it's just weird, man. It's like, I guess it's just big business. You know, anytime they can go to a bigger fish, they, you know, small fish just get passed on by so much. So, you know. So that's, so with them, you're right in that sense. Because it's like, basically, like, they have an option to get this new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so they're going to do it. But they don't have any option on the other ones. However, if they were releasing all of them, like right now, all of them, they would have that option. Like, no different than they were able to drop all the Jurassic Parks, you know, because they had that option. But
well, I guess even looking at it, like you're looking at a new movie versus an older movie, and you know, there's that. And of course, a business is going to look at, oh, well, this is more, it's fresher on people's minds, and we can get them to pick this up versus, like, you know, I know there's a huge following for, like, say, King Kong, but, you know, if it's not a brand new movie,
there's some of that, but also, I mean, granted, there's bigger risk when you're doing a trilogy to add to something else. That's a lot more to pick up, you know, especially if you're taking on the whole run, right. You know, whether it's 4,000 or what have you. That's a lot, but to me, look what they just did with Logan. I mean, I feel like you have proven that you can do something completely original. Granted, it's super popular and it was that time of release. I get that, but I still think there are some, and maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's not knowing, but you would think that with, you know, connections to like Carl, that they would be able to have the insight. I mean, Carl knows what movies, there are movies out there that have never been put on Steelbook that are like top tier movies. I ain't talking about just the things that like every random, you know, member like likes to recommend it. It might be something that you're like, yeah, it's a good movie, but you ain't gonna sell 4K. Like, I'm not even talking about that. There's movies like A Schindler's List. You know what I mean? Like, it has no Steelbook release in Blu-ray in the world. You know, so it's like that's a no-brainer. You know. So things like that, and maybe you know, maybe that's what the future that beholds. I mean, obviously Logan's just kind of fresh, so I'm hoping if that does very well for them, then they'll say, hey, maybe we can take these chances on some of these bigger movies. Yeah, maybe not on catalog. They might. A lot of people might be still scared of that, but at least maybe bring in some new art. You know, kind of like what a Blue Fans does with a lot of Disney movies. You know, bring in that one different new option, kind of like what they did with Logan. So who knows? Next up, we got to skip this one. We already talked about it. That was Interstellar. Sorry, Zavi. See here. Wonder Woman Best Buy. You know what? We've already kind of talked about that with Zeta, so we'll just skip that. Mystery Marvel title. Sorry, Elvis. I don't know what it is. Can't talk about it. Yeah, we got a treat here. Kingsman, The Secret Service, Kimchi DVD. Kui, have you heard of this title?
I have. And the group buy is now open.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's a Kingsman and he's a kimchi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a bit of a sneaky one, really, because Kimchi released their exclusive a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Which was a nice addition, you know. And obviously then Mantle Lab released their, at the time, world exclusive art. And, you know, great addition. I've got the pet slip version. It's really nice. Steelbook's really good. You know, then HMV have announced the same Steelbook. It's like, hang on a second, what's going on here? And I've read read on the forums that some people are saying it's going to be exactly the same with the debossing and the gloss. Some people are saying no, it's going to be flat and matte. Obviously, time will tell, but it's kind of coming across that maybe Manta's World exclusive was just a timed exclusive, and now it's now open to everybody. And with the sequel coming out, I guess they're all going to start cashing in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to touch too much on the whole world exclusive art thing because that's a long story there. But I've mentioned a couple times on the forums, like at the end of the day, truth be told, 99.99% of the time, there's no such thing as world exclusive art. It's new art, and the reason. But when you think about it, it's like, does Manta Lab own the intellectual property of Kingsman? No, they do not. And so the studio's not gonna go, oh, sure, we'll put that in a contract. Because it's too much to think about. Because if they had that in a contract that it says, hey, this is your exclusive art, no one can use it, it's yours. Well, then what happens is later on, there's like times like right now, the people look at portfolios of what assets they can use, and then they go, oh, we can use this, and they use it. No one wants to have the liability for that to come back on them because someone says, hey, why is this person using it? That was our exclusive, Now, maybe there could be like an embargo, kind of like what you're saying, where, hey, we can use this art for now. You promise no one else will use it, but yeah, exactly, you don't have the exclusivity on it. I tried to. Yeah. I won't say what it is, but we have an officially licensed poster coming, and hopefully by God this year. And I tried to squeeze that in our contract, and I was like, all right, well, I want to make it where this art that we're paying for, this is exclusive. It cannot be used on anything without our acknowledgement. It almost was like, what? You want what? Like, no. Now, there are no plans of them, like he said, we have no plans of you using that, but by no means will we put that in a contract, because it just leaves something from years past, it just leaves something like a loophole to later get someone potentially in trouble, you know what I mean? And they're just not willing to do that, at the end of the day, like, you're wanting to do business with them anyways, so what are you trying to get out of it? And so, I mean, I wasn't obviously like a dick over it, so I was like, yeah, it makes sense, but in their eyes, they have no plans whatsoever. Our art has not even been created yet, so, but, and I'm sure even if it got used on anything, it might, I don't think it will, but I mean, hey, if one day someone else put it on a t-shirt or something, I mean, hey, I guess that gives us time to promote again and go, yeah, we created that, and go to the producer of that and ask for a shout out or what have you, but yeah, exactly. It's so, is what it is, but that's kind of my thing on some of this WEA stuff. And that's why I feel like even like a Blue fan, why do you think they're the last ones to release something half the time, Well, it's because they're waiting. They're waiting to see what everyone's going to come out with art-wise. Then they go and they choose art that has not been used, and then therefore they can go, hey, it's world exclusive art, But that isn't to say that 2 years down the road you might not see it get used again by somebody else, because it might. But at least everybody's past that. The industry trend is, okay, we're all now done releasing, Ant-Man or something, but it could be redone, Yeah. But typically in our world, there's, as you guys have seen, there's ways to go about that. Deboss it, gloss it, add some awesome slips. I mean, you can do other premium things that even if they were to take that and do a matte steelbook of it later, you could still hold value in your original one, Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like with this kimchi one. I mean, obviously you'll know, John, with the how good kimchi are getting with their slipcovers now. That slip will be awesome. I know it's going to be a thin slip, but like you just know there's going to be some spot glossing on there. There'll be some bit of raised embossing on the K, and it'll look really nice. Guarantee it. And it will sell out. If
you collect Kingsman, you'll be happy to get it. Easily. If you don't, hey, then you're happy with the the wonderful Manta Lab box set or their editions. I mean, as long as they don't overshoot themselves and it's limited to 800. So I mean, it sounds like it's just it's a welcome addition and it's not for everyone. Simple put, no need to jump in and bash on it or whatever. If you don't like it, be happy you saved yourself some money. And if you need a Kingsman, hey, there's a great one you can get again, So
Well, that's exactly what I was
the
going
group
to
buy is
say.
open.
I don't have a Kingsman, and I think I might
It's
need
nice
this
one. I
one.
like the white.
I hate you guys.
That's what we're here for.
Hey, just remember the member's over.
I'm writing this down. I'm going to remember this.
Alien Covenant Manta Lab. We've kind of touched on that a little bit, but we can give Manta Lab a little bit more love here. I haven't been able to give them as much love in past episodes, and I felt bad for that because they are a company that came onto the scene that just kicked ass in every major way, right? And all their releases are damn near amazing. It's just about, do you like that title or not, you know? So it's actually me and Ferez, you know, Apollon, the judge, the most interesting man from Dubai. We were talking just the other day, and I made a comment. I said, yeah, it's funny. I only own one Manta Lab, which I find surprising. And then he's like, what? Didn't I sell you a Revenant? and I'm like, cause I told him I had Man of Steel, and I hadn't bought nothing since the beginning. And then I go, okay. I said, hold on, dial it back. I said, first of all, you sold HDN a Revenant, because I'm taking that one to Mondo God, and just I only have one for myself, and that leather slip edition is amazing. I had to get it, so I do own two, but I went ahead and grabbed another one from him for HDN, because that's just going to be a great showpiece. Because you know, there's so many people there that are just casual goers; they don't know nothing about that edition, but they love print in general, and since it's mostly a poster convention, so to see a leather edition there, they'll definitely be pretty happy. But circling back, this looks like a pretty badass package here for all the different editions for Alien Covenant.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of liking the lenticular.
I like the white one
personally.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the white one. Which, you talking the blue lenticular, Michael?
No, the one with, not David, but, what was his name? Walter?
Walter, right.
Looking at
where they're
Julian.
looking face to face.
That blue one's probably pretty badass.
Where they're kind of staring, have that.
The problem with the blue one is like the
off.
back is like, I mean, like, I hate when they do that. I mean, it's cool to have artwork. Yeah, it's like
his elbow.
Like, I like when, like, for a beauty shot, when you have the art go from the front to the back, everybody loves it, right? Like, oh, it's so awesome. But then when you really think about it, like, well, at the end of the day, your back sucks. Because unless you're buying two copies and setting them side by side, like, you know, you're really not getting that in hand. Kind of like the Doctor Strange kimchi, you know? Like, it looks freaking amazing, but I'm just like, man, I don't know. I guess it does. On the same hand, it's just how you enjoy them. If you like to just flip from the front to the back, I guess you got no problem, right? You're seeing it. So. Who am I to talk?
Yeah.
No, I'm a big fan of Manta Lab. They kind of came to the game quite late, really, didn't they? Came out of nowhere and released Man of Steel, and everyone was a bit like, oh, you know, never heard of these guys, what they're going to be like. And they came out, and
they've got
a great product.
They've got some ties to Nova,
And
so you know it kind of
so far
helped them go hand in hand, really jump starting, and they're doing an exceptional job. So
yeah, but it's things like Walter Mitty. I mean, I love that movie. And I actually bought the One Click.
The more we talk about that,
nice.
I did this whole discussion on like why I passed, and every time. I'm feeling it, dude. It's like, who was it the other day? It was like, it was KBR on Instagram, and he had listened to the the podcast, and it was like, I don't know what we were talking about. I don't know what I posted about. I posted about something that I don't think it had nothing to do with Walter Mitty, but of course he just leaves this comment like, "Hey, you really missed out on Walter Mitty, man." And I'm just like, "Oh, thanks, dude. Like, rub it in." You know? It's like, okay. So yeah, I'm feeling that.
Oh man,
it's that's such a fun
You're
movie.
Shut up,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that film. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
I think the only film I really like him in. No, but it's like I love him in Dodgeball because he plays a dick.
It's because he looks like Patrick Swayze. Come on, come on.
Roadhouse for the win.
Exactly.
But like, I remember seeing the trailer for Walter Mitty at the cinema, and I was like, I've got no interest. But then my wife was like, oh no, I really want to see it. and I think it was out on like a Boxing Day or like just after Christmas. So we went and watched it, and I fell in love with it. I think it's a brilliant film.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the way it makes you think about life, and don't have any regrets. Go enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think that was one of the earlier movies I picked up for you, and I told you I hadn't seen it. You're like, okay, open it up, take out the ultraviolet, and I want you to watch it.
Ben Stiller, just touching on that, it's like half and half with me. Some of his films I don't like, but then the other ones I really do. I really like to Meet the Parents, but maybe that's more so because of my my love for De Niro. So, and then that's pretty funny.
Like Tropic Thunder, I mean, was.
But then there's other ones where I'm just like, typical Ben Stiller stuff. And that's the thing is Ben Stiller had done so many comedies for so long that when Walter Mitty came, man, you like really didn't expect that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
I find that the movies he directs himself are usually really good. So, like, he directed Tropic Thunder and Walter Mitty.
Yeah.
So I kind of like follow like
Ben
I
Affleck,
see in
right?
a movie and it's directed by him. I'm like, okay, chances are I'm going to like that.
Great director.
Yeah, like Affleck.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can always
Star
count on
Wars:
his
The Force
movies he directs
Awakens,
being
Blue
good,
Fans
so.
exclusive. Been waiting a little while for these, but they're starting to pop in, huh? Kiwi's like, I've been having to answer all the damn questions.
Oh my god! Like it's like obviously I get quite a few PMs anyway because all the group buys that I do, I run, and this one
I actually
going mental. It's like,
I think I have a bunch of tracking numbers to send your way. So
tracking number.
Yeah. Now you make me feel bad. I think I've had them for like 2 days.
Awesome.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to say about this one that we haven't already said. I mean, it looks like an amazing
this
set.
one looks awesome.
Amazing steelbook, amazing slips. I mean, get in where you fit in, right? Whatever one you want if you need it, and if you don't, hey, there's tens of thousands of other Force Awakens that are coming or going or have already came, right? So, yep. Wonder Woman,
Exactly.
3D plus 2D Blu-ray steelbook, HMV exclusive. A little bit of love for the side of the pond that Mr. Cooey's on.
Oh yes. So now this one actually, because they just confirmed the artwork for this, I think like 2 or 3 days ago, and it actually looks really nice.
This
I was surprised by
the
it, to be
Degeneration X artwork.
honest. Yeah, this is going to be a good job, but then.
Yeah, man, it's like the actual design
Yeah, the
looks
X-Pac.
great, but I don't like that pose, and that's been my problem actually for most all these Wonder Woman releases. There's so much variety. Holy crap, right? Like there's every damn pose you can imagine, but I have certain poses I want and certain ones I don't. And I probably would have been less picky until I actually saw the movie and I realized how hot she is. And so now I'm like, okay, my version has to have like the hottest view of her on the front. And so currently, like one of the Zeta ones is calling my name. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, what a creeper!
Yeah, what are you gonna do when you get that Zeta edition?
Yeah.
Creeper.
Wait till you do that
Thanks for having me get
unboxing
it from
video.
And don't let him send you any Wonder Woman to review.
Yeah,
Why is the slipcover stuck to the hammer?
yeah. Return to sender. I'm like, I'm good. I'll buy my
Wall
own.
from France. I'm gonna have to click this thread. I don't even know which one this is. Is this the Matt Damon movie or is this the John Cena?
No, this is
Yeah.
the John Cena
Sure
movie,
is.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, the other one was
Great Wall.
Aaron Neuwirth actually
The Great
reviewed
Wall,
this
that's right,
movie
yeah.
for us on the main page, and honestly, I'm just gonna, hey man, I'm just gonna be honest. I thought with John Cena, this movie's gonna be shitty. I was like, it's not gonna be good, and I was just surprised by the reviews. It got really good review from him, so looks like something I maybe need to check out.
I have to admit, I don't mind John Cena as an actor, if you could call him an actor. It's very loose terms. But it's like, come Come on.
I mean,
No, you're absolutely right. It's like,
different
like,
wrestling
have
generations.
you
Because
watched
don't
in
get
the
me
ring?
wrong,
It's a performer.
I'm all for wrestlers who become actors
Yeah.
who are good, like The Rock. You know what I mean? Amazing. You know, but then when John Cena did it, I'm trying to think of what one of the first movies he came in on with, but I just was not feeling it. And yeah, the Marines. Yeah.
well, the
Yeah,
Marine,
I was
right?
just like,
Wasn't
eh.
there?
Yeah, the Marine.
You know,
Yeah.
and Steve
Yeah.
Austin,
Well,
I can kind of
I mean,
stomach Steve
Jesus.
Austin, the actor. You know, it's not bad. And don't get me wrong, I haven't watched the John Cena one in a while. I think the last one I saw was
yes.
he was in a comedy, I think, with Amy Schumer. Yeah, Trainwreck. You know, and of course he's a complete doofus in that
Trainwreck?
movie. But he's probably supposed to be. He is. I can tell by the script. He's supposed to be a doofus, you know. So I guess maybe he did his job well. But yeah, so that's The Wall from France. It is getting good reviews. So if you're normally turned off by John Cena, I guess in this time, do not be. Let's see here. Another Alien Covenant. We'll just skip it. God, at least Alien. Logan, Mantalab. We haven't talked about this one. We've talked about Logan and Film Arena, I believe, but not really the Mantalab Logan, so give it a little bit of shine. Yep.
Yeah, this is another one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I got the special box edition. Come on.
I've gone for the
'Cause I-
double lenti.
God,
I was
think
just-
I'm skipping out
I
on
wanted
this.
that
I didn't
IMAX
know
right on
IMAX was on
something so
something.
bad.
How did it just pass me by? Shit. I follow the artist who did that art.
Oh, I'm so happy it's finally on something.
Oh, yeah. Where it came with that, like,
Yeah, I
whatever,
missed this
like,
too.
lenticular
What the
magnet.
hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lenticular
Man.
box, yeah. I think it's just going to be like a little bigger
Probably all
slit box
sold out
type
now.
deal, but
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. He's probably got 30.
oh, talk to an Eve. I'm sure he can swindle one for you.
John,
We need
get
to review
two. Two.
It looks a lot like the Film Arena one, though, so. Film Arena Lenti.
Yeah, exactly. I'll pay for half.
Cool.
That's funny, man.
And, Predator from Film
Yeah,
Arena.
that's good.
This is a blast from the past. Yep, November of 16, when the thread started.
I'll keep wishing.
One day, Matt.
One day we'll see that. One day.
Yeah, I'm sure the new Predator
And
movie will
last
come
but
out
not
for that
least,
one.
I may have went over the Dark Tower from Germany.
Now, I've heard this movie
hearing
is
the
not
same
that
thing.
great. Have you guys seen it yet?
I haven't seen it. I'm probably going to just wait for the Blu-ray. That's cool art, though, in
Yeah, I
the
like
steelbook.
the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That would
actually
make
pretty
an
good
actually
for
great
some,
t-shirt
like,
without the
I don't know if I should
writing
call
on
it
it.
pop art, but, you know, it's
Yeah, it
kind
really
of
would.
somewhat similar.
Der Dunkel term.
Yeah.
Okay, some of the translations for the Germans.
I've got the English titles on the steelbook itself.
Yeah, Cody, some of them are bad, and you're just like, like what is it? Get them to the Greek. It's called Manor Trip. Because I have that, I have that steelbook, and my wife was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "No, this is Get them to the Greek. It's not
Let's
like a
just say
bootleg
the very
version.
first comment
It's
from
German.
Evil Thing from the
Oh,
UK
okay. All right.
is, wow, Der Dunkel term. It's exactly what sound went through my head when I saw this movie. Oh, man. Yeah, there are some funny translations on some movies, isn't there?
Their Dunkel term.
Der
Like
Dunkel
Das
term.
Ding. Yep. I'm like, man, on my steelbook?
Well, it really is.
Does Ding.
Let me try and I can't pull up one real quick if I can. The Italian version is super bad. What do you think it's called?
I don't know. I don't speak Italian. I got nothing.
It's called Suxbad.
I was waiting for some smart ass comment, but no.
S-U-X
Yeah, exactly. I
bad.
was like, pass.
It's super bad in Italian. I saw it when I was like, way back when the movie was coming out. I was like
Suxbad?
browsing through Amazon Italy, and I'm like, Suxbad. Like that's not a good name for the movie, man. I don't know, man. I'd never seen that. Maybe it's something about if I can't remember if
Does that mean
Superbad is
Superman
like,
is
doesn't have a
sucks
space
man in
between it.
Italian?
I thought it did. Maybe that's. Yeah. Sometimes they take the movie names and instead of like a translation, you've noticed
I
that
think
like
it's all
sometimes they'll
one
just
word.
kind of do what the
It's all one
movie's
word,
about. So maybe it's like it's about a day that sucks bad. I don't know. Who knows? Well.
That sounds fair.
That is the Steelbook Shakedown. Guys, we have covered a lot today, haven't we? I'm wondering if we should end this here and then get with
I was just about to say that I'm about to pass
well,
out.
we gotta say, man,
Was it like 4 in the morning?
Cooey for being able
Two
to get in as late as he
Oh,
can.
man.
Cooey has stayed with us till 2:30
Yeah,
in
man.
the morning.
I'm the Latino machine. It's true.
Michael, this is not for you, okay? Why are you trying to grab credit, okay?
Thank you.
It's about Cooey, all right? So,
That's not appropriate.
yeah.
Damn, man. Spotlight. Talk with friends.
Oh man.
Spotlight only hits one person, sir.
Well,
and that's right here.